No, I'm not going to shut up. And we can put away the timer. Good evening, guys. It's I, Shmuel Buckman, here on a Saturday night. Indoors tonight. It's a little chilly outside, and I had enough stuff going on that we being me, thought I would pop inside. Oh, yeah, and I have the obnoxious hat on. It will come off soon enough for all of you. How's everyone doing? Wow, we're light on the comments tonight. Serenade Now has let us know that he is going to be in the shower listening. I don't know why we needed to know that, and giving me a shiver or two. Joining me tonight will be Mr. NJ Ranger, who's backstage and will be with us in just a second. Our Mr. Panhandler friend, and we have hopefully some special guests tonight, which I think will be very, very funny. Well, they're not going to be funny, but I promise what I show you tonight should amuse you, or should amuse both of us at least, or some of us, something like that. We'll find out, but I'm pulling it off a government website right now. So tonight, we have on deck, we wanted to do a little karmic talk. We wanted to do a little Joey C talk. We're going to talk to my friend NJ Ranger about the show he's doing with Flimsy Greenberg as we compete brutally against each other. And some Dabbleverse related news outside of the Stuttering John stuff. I think NJ and I were talked about yesterday in a stream and given advice and told what to do and how to do it. And we'd like to discuss that advice. But we'll get to that all late later on. I'm going to bring in NJ now, and he and I are going to just start the banter, which I know is what the word Carl uses, but um, being that it's so appropriate for this situation. Good evening, my friend, Mr. Ranger.
Long time no see. How are you?
Good man, good. How was the Mediterranean?
It was great. It was nice to be back. Nice to see everyone, but also nice to be home after a month and a half thereabouts of that. So
It's hard for the rest of the planet to believe that coming back to Jersey is actually something that you enjoy.
it
Yeah.
really, yeah, it really is. Although again, I was out there. I think I talked about this on the Aussie guys stream. I got myself a nice new laptop that can play games and can process video. And it came because it's a new laptop. Came with Windows 11. Your boy does not rock with Windows 11, so I rolled that shit back. And I don't know. I guess in the process of doing so, um, one of the audio drivers got fucked up, and so it had no mic. So as I told you this summer, I was unable to go on anybody's stream, even if I wanted to, with my dog shit internet over there. So that was kind of a downer. Um, but yeah, I have no such problems back home.
That's great. I managed to stream yesterday from my iPhone onto someone's StreamYard, and it was successful, which generally never happens um, because StreamYard and iPhones do not like each other when it comes to mics.
Really?
Yeah, it defaults to the internal iPhone mic,
Mhm.
and when you switch it, it'll give you a warning. It'll say like, we're working on this. It may not work. By turning your phone off and turning it back on, uh,
Mm.
doing all that stuff. And the other night, uh, OG Mumbling Nick was on the night of the Charlie Kirk incident, and I got a link, and of course I went on and had no problems using my iPhone all day with the same headset that StreamYard rejected. And apparently I sounded like an evil devil, so it took quite a while. I, I'm behind a little bit because I've been involved with Stuttering John stuff today. I got a late break. There's been late breaking filings. Um, and classically Stuttering John. It's almost like he travels with rakes and puts them in front of everyone that's trying to help him. Um, but we'll get to that for a minute. And having said that, for about 30 seconds, maybe a minute and a half, I got to see Felicia stream. I don't know if you got to see that, but what I saw was her say that her room was very dark because life is very dark.
Oh
Um,
Jesus.
and I couldn't really get past that. And I was like, I can't watch this. This is just terrible. Um,
Yeah, I think that the only episode of Felicia's stream that I've caught was the inaugural one. Since then, I have not really been keeping up with her streams.
her look, they've always been pretty pathetic. The only one that I found, I used to be fascinated by the post car accident ones. Um, and then the torment. I've never liked car dealers. It's been the bane of my existence. But listening to her talking about what she was doing to car dealers was had to be the worst. It was terrible. And there's nothing worse than sitting there, for me anyway, watching someone who you know does not have the money for a particular car, Land Rover, big ass Volvo, and whatever. Like, not only test driving them, but asking 8 million questions of the salesperson and then getting pissed off when he doesn't know them.
Yeah.
And you're like, you're not buying this thing anyway. You're just wasting people's time.
Yeah.
And how the fuck do you do that? Oh, and according to Serenity Now, who must be typing with wet fingers, Fish Lunch, which is Felicia, um, sat in silence for 20 minutes tonight. And I'll bet she didn't have audio problems like I did. Um, Liquid Cryptid. I need to add her to my audio stream. I will right now. So Liquid Cryptid is OG Mumbly Nick's co-host on his Sunday Dabbling in Politics show, and Liquid has a Rumble account. It's under Liquid Cryptid, and he basically reruns all of the all. Just go there, and you'll see if you missed something, it's probably up on that
Oh
stream
shit.
to watch. And I stumbled upon it. I stumbled upon it by accident, and man, I was like, whoa, because it was, I don't remember exactly what it was, but I was like, I had wanted to see that because sometimes you see the clips and the clips are great, but you're like, I want a little context. And then you get the context and you're like, oh my God. And if you do watch some of the stuff, if you watch clips and you do watch some of the stuff in context, you realize how excellent our clippers are, because they really do capture the context of, they capture the feeling, um, they capture the overall rhythm. I mean, it's not like where you watch a news broadcast and they're trying to pull something out to like own somebody. Um, they're really giving you a pretty fair view of what's going on. So that's Liquid Cryptid. And we'll kick it off. We do the usual, not going to do a roll call, but we've got Dang Lizard in here tonight. Felicia basically did a non-stream wearing a bikini under a military jacket because she didn't feel like dressing today. As an adult, she can do that. Um, yeah, they do have the ability to claim adulthood and act in the least adult ways. Uh, Both Felicia and her boyfriend, or Beard, or whatever the term is we're using these days. Um, but you've sort of been out of that, right? Like out of that area.
Out of which the fish lunch and karmic business, if
Yeah.
you will. No, I mean, look, I've never been a big Felicia watcher. I watched Karmic the other day as we covered on my show, and this motherfucker got pissed at the chat, made the attempted 2 3 times to make the chat members only. It was members only for like 10 minutes. He gets $25 to open up the chat so they can discuss the previous night's events.
Where did I
And
go?
oh, you're still up there, but I can't see the video feed.
Yeah, I don't know where my camera light is lit. All right, let's do this. Sorry, keep talking. I apologize.
Oh, all good. Yeah. So he gets $25 to open the chat up again. Uh, he does 8 more minutes of show, and then oh yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here and enjoy the rest of my afternoon. Like, and I don't know if I'm overly sensitive to that, but like that's a pretty scummy move in my estimation. You get thrown $25 to have the chat open. Can't even leave the chat open 10 minutes because you gotta wrap it up. I gotta go. My mother's calling me. Like, nah, that really, that's a different shade of douchebag than I've seen from him. Like, we've seen him saying dumb and wild stuff, but the grifting element, that's a new color on this guy.
So I look. I thought I have watched him scream at the chat and unblocking people and doing this and doing that, and it's I kind of saw a grift, you know, um, but the like why would you do this if you're gonna in my mind like why would you do this if you're gonna fight with the chat so much and nobody's forcing you to even look at it, let alone read it,
Oh,
right?
well, yes, I of course I understand the sentiment there. Uh, my counter to that is if you have no content, then the show is reading the chat. So he has to, even if it's taking this new form of fighting with the chat, like he has to interact with the chat. What is he going to do? Play a clip? I've seen the man play a clip number of times I can count on both hands max. So if that's not going to be the dial that gets any change, well then you gotta move some other manipulable in the equation.
Yeah, because I did, what did I watch? He did the, one night he was doing clips and he was like, let me run an old commercial. With nothing, not, and not even a particularly funny one or,
Well, you know the rationale behind that, especially the whole jazzercise aerobics thing that he was doing. He did that to stick it to KB because oh yeah, KB is watching the game. He's watching Hispanic men in tight pants. Oh, would a gay guy be watching 80s aerobics videos? It's like you can't make this up, bro. You
I,
really can't.
I, look, dude, he just blows me away. I was a fan in the beginning, if we can use that term, right? But I also watched him self-destructing, and I saw the alcohol and that stuff. I knew him from Dixon's chat. Uh, Pat spoke highly of him, which he acts like he doesn't know. Um, and at the time, it's like as somebody who's newish myself, um, I don't want to be criticizing other people, like
Sure.
on the air. Just it doesn't feel right. I don't really want to do it. And but I did ask Pat. I said, "What do you think, man? Is this guy just like a flash in the pan, or is he here to stay?" And Pat, basically like his relationship with a young lady, said, "No, he's here to stay. This is he's got a lot of stuff, and he's got he's got some talent, and it looks like he might have fooled uh, a lot of people because once we ran out of bad AI music, um, Ghost Party particularly, like it's a one hit wonder, right? And then you follow it up with the other crap and just keep replaying it and
To
replaying
me,
it.
it's less the B sides and more the remixes. The remixes in other styles are just not for me. I think that he's got a couple of B sides. Surely, like Ghost Party is the breakout one, but he has a couple of B sides. But to hear whatever different style remix, it's I haven't heard one that's better than the original or even lateral to it.
No, and I swear last night I saw what do you call it? Or heard a song with the lyrics about wanting to wash my hair or someone washing my hair or there was
Talking
a
about mint shampoo.
there was it I don't know whatever is that the name of the song?
Mint shampoo.
I I felt bad. I was like I'm 63 years old. I can't do this. This is embarrassing if anybody found out, you know? I don't even want my neighbors knowing that I stream. Um, and of course my wife will tell people, and they'll be like, "Oh, what's your show about?" And I just kind of look and don't worry
No.
about it. Don't worry about it. Someday, if I learn, I will do this. But Jesus, I just somebody. So now, wait. Now Mint, that's Keanu, right? I don't know. I'm so confused. I've met Mint Salad. I met her at Hackamania One. Seemed like a lovely girl. Uh, and I know she's been popping up lately, with people complaining about her. Does one have anything to do with the other, or is Mint shampoo just his
No,
thing?
I think in this case a cigar is just a cigar. I'm not sure if CarMax is hooked up. Yes, that was again. You got a lot of people saying that this was the divergence point in the timelines. They're getting when he was too Hollywood to have the big Blues Clues share. Then it all started going downhill. I agree.
The the big chair was fantastic. Like it was
100%.
great because you got, I don't know, you got, there was like a feeling that it didn't feel gimmicky. It felt
Yep.
like, hey man, and it might have been like, he might have thought all this out or whatever. I don't think he did, but he might have. But the thing with the chair is it made it look like, yeah, this is I'm just going to use this chair. Like, I don't care.
Yep.
And that was great, you know? And I'm also an opponent of the guys that are, you got to have a great studio. You need a studio. Um, uh, like a friend of ours. And because it's like, yeah, you build your studio over time,
Hmm.
but that's not what people are there for. And that's, it's not going to keep anybody there. You could have all the flashing moon base stuff you want, but, you know, 5 minutes in,
Yeah, if you
not
don't
going to
have
do
the
it.
content, again, and same is true of our friend. That like, okay, you can have whatever brick and mortar, you can film in hot water at fucking yes, Hatch Mule. You,
Sam, on or off? Uh, I'll leave the decision up to you. Uh,
yeah, you could have in hot water shot at Radio City. It wouldn't make a goddamn difference because 5 minutes in, we're screaming about the vaccine.
Chairman
Yeah,
Meow, New Jersey, is Leonidas reborn? Very good call. Very good call.
I appreciate
Uh, Deft. Lip service is great. How dare you, Shmuel? Thank you. Thank you, Brandon. Um, See, I disagree with this. I have several disagreements when it comes to him, but Ultrafine Deluxe at Deft, Felicia is mostly to blame. Um, I think what I'm learning is that like attracts like, uh, with these things, and it's like the guy is like, what do you call it? Like that kind of personality is like the fly paper, and it just attracts other flies,
it. Sure.
and the smarter flies know how to go around it. I don't really know. Wow, I feel bad. I did not know the name Mint Shampoo. Um, I, I apologize for my inadequacy, folks. Um, I'm not really a huge karmic fan, so I shouldn't say that. Well, I'm not, but at the same time, it was like, if you're gonna shit on me, you were talking about the chat being open and whatnot. If you're gonna come after me, but you won't let me respond, um, I can't. I'm not going to give you the time of day. Then whatever I have to say, I'll say here. So that's the deal, and that's what he did. That's what he was doing to me, um, calling me just from pig to dog, as the Irish would say, and shitting all over me and expressing my love for shit porn and blah 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 blah. Um, and blocking me in the chat. I was banned in the chat, banned on Twitter, and so it's like, I don't know. So what's the point? And then of course it goes away because if you're not going back and forth, is there really any interest?
Well, also, to be honest, at least again, I'm a third party looking at this crap. Uh, I think that him doing that variant of the aristocrats with you and Quad and Crumb and Pat Dixon. Okay, at least there's a nug of humor there. uh, him saying that other stuff that he kept repeating about you, that other vague stuff that only like a month ago did he actually have the balls. The night that he got kicked off of MLC, that he had the balls to kind of explain what he meant, rather than as us youngsters say, vague posting about it. That I found very objectionable, and I said as much on my stream multiple times.
Yeah, and he look, I find that stuff objectionable as well, of course, and whatnot. But I've also, it's not true. Number one, so it there's that, and then what I've found is that people that resort to that, that kind of tactic, they don't have anything else. Like they're really scraping the bottom of the barrel, and it's the old thing of somebody's, if they're digging their own hole, I'm not going to tell them to stop.
Yeah.
you know and it's funny because in the beginning that's pretty much what I tried to do, and that's how a lot of this stuff trouble got started. Was I He was drinking, he was really getting fucked up, and uh the chat was basically hoping the guy would kill himself. My view, Google terms of service or whatever you are. And I said to him, I go, man, you're talented enough. You don't have to get all lubed up while you're doing this, you know? And uh, the booze may oil your jaw, but what comes out, just not, and that that was the first of our problems. And we had talked before, which is really weird,
Yeah.
but I think it had more to do with my association with Pat. Um, Although I must admit, I will never be mad at the guy for giving me. Uh,
Shut up, Smule.
I, I, I just I can't. I can't. That's I love that.
That's gold. I love that because again, I think it might have been our first stream, Flimsy and I said that him calling you Smule, that to me is like you trying to pass as a wasp. That's like the Americanized Schmule.
Yeah. Well, I'm certainly not a Protestant. That's for sure. And never did there. Dev says that chair brought a nostalgic element.
Thank
Um,
you.
yeah, yeah.
It
It
was
was.
the chair you had. That's again the difference between some generic ass gamer chair that I can see a million motherfuckers having. Again, this is a chair that I had. Um, yeah, it started that Hollywood turn, that holier than thou, can't tell me shit turn from him.
I have an old wood banker's chair, um, that I got when I first put this office together 10 years ago, and I love it. You can't see it, but I love it, and it's funny because I needed a new chair for my office, my real office, and all the comfortable chairs are like those gamer chairs, and I can't do with I don't want anything with a logo on it. I don't want the multicolored red and black, whatever.
Yeah.
And I actually do find that when I watch I will watch lawyer streams, and when I see them in that chair, I'm like, you can do better. You know, I I couldn't imagine. So changing the chair was the turning point, but I would say KB's gamer mic was the worst. Um, I don't know about KB's gamer mic. Is that the headset?
Okay, when he switched to, I guess when he was with Felicia, when he switched to the headset, mic. Yeah, that was a little on the nose, especially if like, okay, you're theoretically setting up her studio for her. It's like, okay, there's a mic there. So then,
I I do believe that she was wearing that headset tonight, or else they bought a pair when they were together. Um, so I don't know. I don't. Yeah, I don't. The mic thing, the headset mic thing. Um, I it didn't really bother me that much. Like I didn't really think about it because he was away from home, and I'm constantly trying new mics and different ways to do it. This is perfect when I'm here, when I'm at the desk. It's great, but I like to do the backyard. I move around a lot. I'm in three different places streaming, so it's like, and I have like perennial audio problems. So it was like, oh, let me find something, that would work, that's acceptable on
yeah.
air, and that would be that. Beloved chatter. I also have a desk chair. Shall I describe it? Okay, thanks for asking. You know how at Staples they sell chairs toward the back of the store? I was buying some printer paper and I saw they had one. Very funny. And I got it. Very, very, very good, BC. Um, what was the chair wearing at the time? Um, yeah. So right, Fonzie had his jump the shark, and Karmic had his get rid of the chair.
Yeah. Yeah, that was exactly if not if the chair was not necessarily the act of him jumping over the shark, it was him putting on the skis. It was the prelude to that, if you
Right.
will, as it were.
And yeah, and like even the jacket thing, and it was funny. It was, and particularly, he had the jacket on. People were making fun of him, and I don't know if he was playing it or not, but he was like, he really liked the jacket, and he's like telling you about the jacket and where it's made and how you can get
It's the
it.
jacket.
Yeah, it was like, dude, this is, I don't know, and so maybe a bit of the quaintness has worn off.
Sure.
Um, yeah, and in the other part of the just this, what's the blowhardiness of you fucking people, you're jealous of my rise, and I'm gonna show you, and uh, you you know, even at your age, probably you get really tired of people who constantly talk about what they're going to do and never actually do it.
It's reminiscent. One of his biggest fans is like that. One Joseph Catalano, and Sam is right about that.
Yes, I see. Dr. Sam Bibley, Dr. Chow is a famous streaming jacket too. Wow, I don't watch enough Chow to know.
Yeah, bro. It's me, Dr. Chow, bro.
Yeah, it's that's the other thing too. The that's got to be like his radio voice, like his radio demeanor. Chow, it's like, dude, have an emotion once in a while,
Hey,
Uh,
cool is an emotion, Shmuel.
so we'll do final boss versus a Little Mirror rap battle. Um, I missed the Little Mirror comment on that stream that we talked about earlier today. Um, but I think I said to you, like even a broken clock is right twice a day, or somebody, uh, about the mirror thing. I was talking to a lot of people today. Um, and Cigarette Jones,
Thank you.
NJ, great Dr. Chow impression.
I appreciate it. I can do him.
Uh,
I can do Patrick Bet David. I can do a couple.
NJ Ranger, let's be real. Ray is the OG of saying what he's going to do and never doing it.
I will. I'll raise you a Bob Levy, right? Bob Levy's going to do a million specials. He was going to get Ray a TV pilot. Like Bob Levy is very flight of fancy. Not that Ray's. I'm not at all trying to say Ray is immune from that, but there are a couple bigger examples.
Yeah, and that's the stuff I've been hearing that from Bob like forever. You know, it and what's hilarious about it is not just Bob, but these other guys. Like, I think they really believe it. That's the bad part. Um, uh, Johnny Chopsticks, no pay chat. Step it up. Jake laughs at you. Um, supertip.gg/Buckman. I am within striking distance of monetizing, uh, but I haven't gotten there. I haven't really pushed it. Um, I wanted to do a slow build, and my goal was to get monetized by October, and I think I'm on track to do that,
Awesome.
and that'll be great. But also too, I felt bad asking people to pay for this. Um, I wanted to try to give them something of quality, and it's a little. I think it's better. I think it's better enough, and in comparison, it's great. And we added Karmic and Joey C to our voice list. So that's supertip.gg/Buckman/voice if you want to go directly to it. We added those two guys the other night, and I I don't want to say I'm negligent, but because that's not the right word. But I've been trying to focus on being more comfortable streaming and streaming, and that stuff is important to me. But I can't do everything all at once.
Hmm.
So I'm really like kind of let me tackle one task at a time. Although a lovely, I will say, I haven't used it. I haven't even opened the box yet, and I'm making a lot of noise. But a chatter sent me this. I got it yesterday. Can you see?
Oh, Stream Deck.
There we go.
Hell yeah.
A Stream Deck, and thank you for that. I have an Amazon wish list, which I put together a long time ago and kind of forgot about it. And this came yesterday or the day before through Amazon, and I opened it up, and I'm like, I don't remember ordering that. Like, not that I wouldn't have, but I don't remember. Like, I'm like, why would I have gotten that? And then there was a little nice gift note inside.
Oh,
So
really?
yes, thank you to the person that would like to remain anonymous. Um, so that was it was yeah it was very nice. It was a real surprise. So that's it. And that's part of this though is like I've met so many wonderful people doing this. That's and that I don't know whether I didn't expect it. I think I expected that the talent was going to be the talent, and it was going to be fun to go to shows to like be with a crowd. But I never thought that I would actually become friends with other people, um,
100%. Is
or that anybody else would want to admit they were into this. That I think is
Well, there's that. Yeah, no, I've always found it to be a happy accident that in the midst of like a little corner of the internet that's like, I mean, probably more doxing prone than others, and like shit flinging, all that kind of stuff, to meet people you genuinely vibe with is like again is a Bob Ross style happy accident.
right. And we also there's a number of people that come into the Dabbleverse post sort of Red Bar and Jesse PS and whatnot, and that was all about doxing and the sector and just the internet blood sports.
No.
But given that we could have more of it, we don't, and you just wouldn't expect it also to come from the streamers themselves, like a stuttering John type.
Or a Joey C.
Joey say, "I know who you are. I know who you
I
are."
just doc Stutter John.
Or going to the house and leaving a note. Um, that that just that it blows me away. All right, so let's talk about the ultimate question when it comes to Karmic, Alex Stein. Does he go or does he not go?
Okay. So, I've been seeing a lot of misinformation on this score
Okay.
that KB told him not to go. That is, we have PolitiFact rates that as false. We have zero. Again, I don't see their text messages, neither do you. We have zero on screen acknowledgement to that. We know that KB paid Karmic, but with no. And again, when it was being talked about the other day, KB was not as mersh. Oh, KB's going to be so pissed. In fact, he was very excited for content, which tracks with everything we know about him. If Karmic does not go, it will be of his own accord. I don't know. I really don't know.
I 100% agree. Um, and I also think that Karmic is a man and should be doing what Karmic wants to do, not what KB wants him to do.
Sure.
And look, KB is KB, right? He's gonna fuck with you if he can. That's what he does. And so, and Karmic is like, I feel like he didn't come out and say to Kevin, "Do you have a problem with me doing this or not?" He's trying to read tea leaves. And
As it was with the last time, if you remember, again, I watched. I think it was last week. We watched clips of him the night and then morning or whatever the fuck. Because I was coming back from Greece, so it was like the night for me, night of the 26th, day of the 27th. And he was like, "Oh, I didn't ask KB because he would have just ignored." And it's like, okay, you're never beating the KB as your dad allegations with that, because that is a little kid talking about or whatever, teenager talking about their dad. Parent says, "Why didn't you just ask me?" They said, "No, I didn't ask because you were going to yell at me." That was completely the dynamic. But meanwhile, okay, as with a kid and their parent, a teenager and their parent, well, you got yelled at anyway. So
all right, we have a special guest interrupting us, in a good way. I don't think interrupting. I think joining is. Welcome.
No, I'm interrupting. Fuck you, Shmuel Buckman. Suck my cock.
Did you get the jar of locker room I sent over?
I'm smelling it right now, and it does smell like men, let me tell you. Still waiting on the boy butter.
Oh, the boy. Yeah, look, the boy butter's easy.
Oh, I know.
I can tell you that one.
Oh, I'm making my own boy butter right now, if you know what I'm saying.
Not only is it easy, it glides. It's fantastic.
My own boy butter right now. Oh shit.
And, is that you we're hearing?
No,
Oh,
that was you. You fucked it all up, Shmuel Buckman. Suck my cock.
again, I do that. God, I do that all the time. No, what do you call it? What can I tell you? So NJ,
A lot. You could tell me a lot.
fill you in. I was explaining to Karmic what it was like growing up in New York in the 80s, with all the gay men and AIDS and bathhouses, which were prevalent,
And all the gay sex that Shmuel had.
and all the gay sex, but all of the gay sex products that were advertised regularly.
okay.
Locker Room being one of them, which was like, do you guys remember Ephedra?
Yes.
Yes.
It was like a knockoff Speed, and
yeah.
Locker Room was a knockoff amyl nitrate, a knockoff popper.
Poppers.
Shmuel told me all about it.
And so I found an old ad for it. So I sent it to a couple of people, including my buddy over there, cunt. And he's like, "It says room deodorizer." And I'm like, and it's great because it says room deodorizer and it makes the room smell like men.
That's what the ad said. Seriously.
Yeah. And the deal is that it was illegal to sell to use as a popper or like amyl nitrate, but perfectly legal to sell as a room deodorizer.
The difference with these, though, are that poppers you sniff, but Shmuel preferred the ones you shove directly up your asshole.
Well, somebody actually was fascinated by that on a stream and asked me, do you pop them before or after you put them in your asshole? And then I, of course, got off track thinking, well, how do you pop them if they're inside your asshole? what's the method?
You
there?
know.
Do you put a stick in? When I was in the Air Force, a guy that I worked with hooked himself up to an EKG monitor and then popped an amyl nitrate because he wanted to see what it would do on the EKG monitor with his heart. And just as he was doing it, his sergeant walked in
And fucked him in the ass.
and I was thinking they should have, but as luck would have it, his sergeant was a female, and did not think it was nearly as funny as the rest of us did. And all I could say is, thank God we weren't standing around watching it, because that would have been something we would have done. All right, let's see. Cigarette Jones, amyl nitrate to loosen up your butthole. Ray allegedly did one the other day. You know, these guys do get to a point where they don't need it anymore.
Did you see about a week ago when Karmic called Ray double anal chin hole? I'm not making that up. That's what it was, double anal chin something. I thought it was hole. But yes, he said that that Ray's chin hole looked like an anus that had two dicks in it. He's very clever with his insults, if you are not aware.
He did come up with some good ones. I mean, I got to admit, look, as NJ said earlier, the whole aristocrats bit with Pat and Quad and Crumb and I thought I had a laugh.
I think I must have missed that one. What's that?
I laughed. He had an entire Quad Ranger. You tell it. You're more accurate.
Oh, yeah, well, let me tell you, folks. Shmuel Buckman was doing scat play with Quadfather, and then Crumbum had the video camera record, and Pat Dixon was shitting all over Quadfather, because he's a half man.
And luckily, in that case, I was filming it, and Crumb was licking it off, I think, and Pat was applying it or something. Like that. But it's definitely a Karmic classic. So,
Wow.
I think.
Wow.
But he's
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
he's pulled his he's cleaned out his videos a couple of times. Does he put them back up, or does he just take them all down?
I believe he has just taken them and turned them into members only, which is what inspired me to do the snipe shows, because I am certain that right around the corner there's going to be a incredible meltdown that he's going to have on his show that he's going to immediately erase. And I want to just catch it live. And last night came pretty fucking close if you didn't see it. I was doing my own show, and then we just completely diverted and started sniping him. And people who were in my chat started sending him chats that led Karmic to believe that I somehow have a connection to the Joe Rogan podcast.
Right. Luigi, if you can help me out.
Yes. And he starts saying, "Hook me up, Luigi." Dude, I was dying laughing. It was so fucking funny. And that there's one lady in our chat who, I'm not kidding you, 2 weeks ago didn't know who he was. And when I started sniping, she's her name's Donna G. She's great. She's always in the Skeptical Robot chat. she got a notification of my snipe, and she's like, "Who the fuck is this guy? And why does he keep playing this music? This is terrible. What is this show?" Complaining. And then last night when we sniped, she was in his chat doing this, and I was laughing because it was like, a week ago you didn't even know who this guy was, and she's like, "Fuck this guy, I hate him."
He's fascinating. He is
Yeah.
he can be a hate watch though. Sam Bibley, I wanted to answer this question, not to do Sam V's bit, but where's Crumb been? Crumb has a job which now has him working at the same time our stream is on. So that's it.
Bum.
We do Crumbum and I do speak regularly, and he will be back. We're trying to get a night when I'm on and when he's available, and we'll have him on. But and God only knows, maybe one day he'll just pop in here. But he's got the ability to do it. All right. Unbanned Josh Denny fan, who I keep calling Urban Josh Denny. Who's more of a cartoon character? Guy in a cowboy hat in AI space or a guy on the bottom?
Hey, I brought tits with me. Can you see him? See him? Stop complaining.
There's a reason why our friend Contex is here. This is his alter ego, but we'll get there in just a second. Chairman Meow. That's why Quad's chair is the perfect height for face fuking. Don't tell Quad that. And oh, did Luigi just discover Karmic a few weeks ago or something?
Yes. I tried not to watch him because I've told the story a couple of times. I'm not in the Kevin universe, can't stand Kevin, but when Karmic started making the rounds, I literally thought that he was just on the verge of swallowing a bullet, and I was like, I don't want anything to do with this guy because I'm gonna feel bad soon. But when he pulled that shit with Felicia about trying to convince Kevin that they were a date or a couple, I was like, oh, this is just too funny. And so technically, yeah, I did discover him just a couple weeks ago.
Dang Lizard, I think this is a compliment. Luigi isn't an idiot, but he tends to laugh too much.
I do laugh a lot, and Dang Lizard is a jerk. Dang Lizard. He's great. He actually just made me a really awesome video for my Karmic snipes, and we played it last night, and it got a lot of great reviews.
Yeah, Dang stuff is great.
Thank you, Dang Lizard.
Luigi's snipe is my new fave. I am not pro snipe streams.
I'm really not either. I'm a total hypocrite about it. But whatever. Fuck him.
Right, but I think we can call yours transformative.
Yeah.
Because it's not the KB snipe stream where it just goes, and you just feel like
He stares at it.
I often feel like, oh, he has no content, so that's why we're sniping it,
Yeah.
like, and he just wants to be on and he wants to get super chats, and it's to do it. And I think with Ray it's vindictive. Like,
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
he just
Yes.
wants to fuck with Ray, and it's like, I'm just gonna get his super chats. That's the whole thing.
I am very fortunate, and I don't want to give myself credit at all for this, but when I do my snipes, I have a good amount of regular chatters that are really the spotlight of the show because they are hilarious. Like they are so funny that I really think the show should revolve around that. And that's what I try to do is I just go through all the funny comments. Yeah, so far I'm getting some eyes on it. People seem to like it.
Right, and you're commenting on the comments that he refuses to comment on. And
Yes. Yeah, that's actually what we did last night was we were actually going through his chat last night because he was ignoring a lot of the chats last night in a hilarious way. And then a lot of people started spamming him and he was losing his mind. It was pretty funny.
our friend, this is Luigi Cunt, who's here.
Cunt X.
Cunt X is here for a reason, but I have a midnight embargo before I'm allowed to release the deets. So he will transform from a ginger sweetheart in Minnesota to a ginger legal analyst
Hmm?
from somewhere in the middle of the country.
Speaking of that, did you see the latest thing I sent you?
I did read all the paperwork, which almost made me late for my stream. But let's check. This, I will say that the Stuttering John stuff today has been hilarious.
Folks,
I
you
did,
are
yeah,
in for a treat.
I
You
did.
have no idea how crazy it's gotten today.
So I did. What do you call it? I saw that, Luigi. I'd read that's like it was like the last thing that he put up, right?
I think so. I forget the order of it. Dude, I'm telling you, a lot happened today. My brain's kind of mush. But yes, we are going to go over this tomorrow in detail. Once over with Kaylee, Lucy does the Dabbleverse.
Bo Beats, Black Sheep. Good evening, gentlemen. My first time here, and I'm enjoying the banter. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Saturday nights is banter night. It's what we do. Mr. Blue Sky is here. Quad sits an inch. I can't even read this. Quad sits about an inch higher a lot of the time. It's when his diaper is full. I'm sorry. I don't know why I find that childishly funny, but I do.
Classic.
You get me, MBS. You get me. Let's just see. Oh, is Carl the guy behind? Cunt X
Yep,
guy. Same laugh, same talk. Oh, same lack of entertainment.
that's it.
Yeah, you know the good news is when you bring haters with you,
Means we're doing
it
something good.
it means it means we're on the right track. But this guy is he's a smart cat. Sam Bibley, karmic is funny.
I agree. It's very funny.
It just goes from, but it can go from tragically funny to funny, you know.
It's not funny in the way that people are traditionally funny.
And oh, look at this. He has no content. Hence, you made a CGI version of him. I haven't
Pretty
made
much.
yeah, and I couldn't make a CGI version of anything, right? And anyway, let's just go down. Oh, Sam Bibley at Ken sucks. As Dave Sarah says, much of the chat has nothing to do with me. Let's just go on here. Let's pull it down. Cunt tells us how funny his show is, but he's a dullard. Ooh, sorry. Should have read that. No, I'm kidding.
Do I have to be something other than a dullard to find something funny? I'm not
Yeah,
really sure what the point of that was.
dullards find things funny too,
Dullards find a lot of things funny.
just like paranoiacs have enemies. Um, Luigi's karmic impression is not funny.
Okay. Well,
Sam,
this is
come
cunt,
on.
not karmic. Dummy.
Wow. I always thought everybody loved you, Luigi.
Ah,
Yeah.
no.
But you know, and then even Panhandler is going to be on. I sent him a note asking him to come on. He's like, "Oh, well, you know, I'm no Luigi Greenberg."
I'm not sure if I should take that as a compliment, but
I think it was intended as a comment.
oh, okay.
Mr. Blue Sky, the thing I like least about Karmic is Felicia.
I think that's the consensus for a lot of people. I think it's really what put him on the map, to be honest.
What do you think there, NJ?
I mean, yeah, of late, yeah, he has a lot of detestable qualities on his own, though, and we can't move past that.
The Shmuel held your ranger hostage. What do you have on him? Do you? I'm sorry, I'm bad, Josh.
Oh no, no, no! I gotta dip anyway in a little bit, but not because of Shmuel holding me hostage.
All right.
He's very gracious to me.
So it's midnight, and I am going to put up, if I can do this correctly. I hope you can all see it. we had some amazing filings in the Stuttering John court case yesterday, and
Yesterday and today.
today. But yesterday's were something that Luigi and I shared much laughter about. It was really quite funny to see. It was like you had to read it, and we're not going to be able to go through it tonight. Tomorrow,
Why
Luigi
not? Let's just keep
and
it all. Just read it all right now. Go on.
once
I'll
over
let
at
you start.
Kayla, but we have to start with a letter, and the explanation, by the way, is that so where we are to this point is John filed a lawsuit. Luigi, correct me if I get this wrong. John filed a lawsuit. Carl and Shuley filed a response, and then John's lawyer filed a response to that. That's where we were yesterday. Okay. Now,
Sort of.
okay.
Not exactly.
All right, go ahead. We don't have to be too exact, but
Well, there was a lawsuit filed, and then
oh, I forgot. Yes, but go ahead.
yeah, there was a lawsuit filed. Then there was a motion to dismiss filed by the defendants, which are Carl and Shuley, and then there was a. I'm sorry, I'm losing track. There was a lawsuit filed. Then there was a amended complaint filed for that lawsuit. Then there was a motion to dismiss filed 2 weeks ago, which intends to kick it out based on the facts of the case. Then there was a cross motion filed. Actually, I want to make sure I'm saying everything correctly. There was a motion for leave to
Right,
file a cross motion.
All right.
It's
We're not gonna. Yeah. Don't.
yeah, it's
So
very odd.
I'm not holding you to it.
All right. So then, but their response was due last night. They missed the deadline to file last night. They actually technically filed it on the 13th. It was at midnight.
So they had to have this stuff in by midnight.
Yep.
They had to have their response to the response. Now, the funny parts of this to me are when you, and this is where I need correction. So when you file the lawsuit, you basically get one shot to amend it.
You
Is
get
that
one redo. It's
right?
basically it. By New York statute specifically, you can make one amendment.
All right. Well, the one amendment that they needed to make was they had spelled John's attorney's name wrong on the first complaint, or what am I calling it? The first filing.
The first complaint.
The first complaint,
Yep.
they spelled Taber Beneduct. So they had to file an amended complaint to fix that. And when they did that,
They used up their redo.
they used up their redo. So no more do-overs. So that brings us to there was a that's the first two. Then
Can I just say, fuck you, KB?
Carl's
He's sniping.
Carl and Shuley's attorney then responded, and then Taber had to respond to that, but also file an amended complaint to bring Kate Meany in as a defendant.
Right.
But since they used their First Amendment already to the complaint, they have to ask the judge's permission. So a whole bunch of paperwork was filed yesterday, and let's see if I can get this up on the screen because it would be pretty cool if you guys can see it. And I am going to spotlight it. Let's see if I can get this done. Why is my spotlight thing? There we go. Transition. And I'm just going to read this to you. So here we are yesterday at midnight, and at midnight and a little bit after, I believe, right? They filed their response, which was supposed to be there before midnight last night. But this is the letter to the court today. And it's to the Honorable David Cohen, and I have it really big so that you guys can all see it. and it's Ari John Melendez versus Carl Heberger, and this is fantastic. Dear Justice Cohen, I write, and remember this is from John's attorney, I write to respectfully inform the court that last evening I inadvertently filed an incorrect version of a document in this matter through the NYSCEF. Everybody write that down. Upon reviewing the filing earlier today, I immediately recognized that the document lacked the complete attachments and contained other substantive deficiencies that compromise its accuracy and completeness. I am filing the correct version of the document today with all proper attachments and necessary corrections. This filing error was entirely inadvertent and does not reflect the standard of careful preparation both this court and the legal profession demand. Moving forward, I am implementing additional review procedures to ensure all filings are complete, accurate, and timely submitted. I respectfully request the court's understanding regarding this oversight and thank the court for its continued patience with counsel's administrative process. I am committed to maintaining the highest professional standards in all future submissions to the court. This, I think, my friend, is what one would call a giant fuck up.
Enormous fuck up, in addition to about 6 other fuck ups made between last night and today.
And so let's just put this in sort of simple layman's terms here, right? So John filed a lawsuit.
Okay.
Then they had to correct that lawsuit because they misspelled the attorney's name.
They didn't have to. They chose to.
Right. They could have left it Benedict, but they chose to file an amendment to correct that. When they filed the amendment, they cut themselves off from filing additional amendments to the lawsuit.
That is correct.
Right. So there was a response to the original lawsuit from Carl's attorney, and John's attorneys then responded with an amended complaint, a second amended complaint, including Kate Meany as a defendant.
Asking the court for permission to add her because they are not allowed to by law.
So they can't do it. So the judge has to now give them permission to add this. This is a giant fuck up.
Clusterfuck.
This is like malpractice level shit. In my opinion, not yours, but
yeah,
mine.
It depends on a lot of things, but basically I can't say with any certainty about their judge, but there are definitely judges who would see this amount of fuck ups and just crinkle paper up and throw it at the lawyer. This is bad. This is really, really bad. And we'll go into it deep tomorrow, but I want to use this as a preview because there are more fuck ups on this level. There's more. There's a lot more to it. And while they did that, they responded to the motion to dismiss with what they're calling, in not making the deadline, I think it'll probably still get accepted, but with what they are saying was the wrong document. So now not only are they asking for permission to add Kate as a defendant and file a second amended complaint, they're also asking for permission for the acceptance of the motion to dismiss. Asking a lot of favors of the court. And it's just not good. It's so bad.
This is some fucked up stuff. And NJ, I don't want to lose you in the week.
That's okay. It was going to be pumpkin time for me anyway. I said I want to hang out with you for an hour, and
cool. I wanted to get you in on.
I won't be on too much longer if you want to stick around. I just wanted to come on and talk about this a little bit.
Any surprises there regarding this, NJ?
Oh wow! Southern John's lawyer isn't Johnny Cochran and F. Lee Bailey. Wow! What a shock!
And then there was the big reveal by Cardiff on Friday that there's a new lawyer that got added. We don't really know for what reason, but I'm going to guess it's just because they needed some help and wanted to spread some expenses. But it turned Cardiff played some video that this new lawyer dabbles in stand-up comedy, and Cardiff had video and played it of his stand-up act, and he's terrible. There's just so much going on, and I literally have to write out an outline and a diagram for how we're gonna discuss everything.
Yeah, right, because you do like a legitimate show, and I just wanted to break some news, and get in there. But I do want to tell. I'm gonna put it in chat in a little bit, but I do want to tell our guys. It's the NYS ECF website, and if you go on there, you'll just on the left you'll see guest search. Do guest search. You'll then tab over to look for the name and put in the name Carl Heberger, and then that way you won't get the 8,000 Melendezes that have lawsuits in New York, and you can read this for yourself. But I would direct your attention to yesterday's filing, because it's the best.
It's remarkable in a absolute dumpster fire sort of way.
Absolutely amazing. And there's some other stuff in here I want to get to, but I don't want to really get too caught down in weeds.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But I will talk about after you go. Not after you go, but I mean, because you can't stay, and I know that you're saving stuff for tomorrow, so I don't want to. Whatever the word is, I'm trying to say. You know what?
Promote.
Help me get it out, somebody.
Preview.
Yes, I want to preview. I don't want to be stealing, but I will after you're gone. And right, NJ Ranger is currently playing Skyrim.
No, I got Borderlands 4 yesterday. That's what I would be playing.
And no, Borderlands is not the song by Carmen.
No,
it
no,
is a yes.
Gross.
The one that goes both ways. Oh yeah, Shmuel gets sniped by KB pretty regularly on Saturday nights. Yes, I do the content for KB, and Rochi got very
Someone's
mad
got
at
to.
me because I asked KB to send me a check, just a small one, just an acknowledgement that I'm a useless cunt of a whore, but I provide him with Saturday night content. And we originally started doing the show on Saturday nights just to stick it to him anyway. But there we go. So I have, Luigi, I just want to put up the last document, which is, move it over, is the letter to Defense Counsel, which I will do while I have you here.
You talking about the second letter or the first letter?
This is dated September 11th.
Got it.
So
Okay.
it's the reveal. In
Shmuel,
this.
if you're going to go in that direction, I'm going to love you and leave you because your boy's got to be up. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, well, tomorrow morning, do your plugs.
Tomorrow morning, I'm on with the Aussie guy. And then Thursday on my channel, the great Carlos Danger interview with Flimsy and I, and now our show.
Wow. Getting Carlos is great.
Trust me, I know.
Yeah, and if you find yourself in about an hour, I'll be off probably about 1:30 or so, but if you find yourself about an hour, I need to discuss our friend's return, Joey say.
Oh,
And
sure.
I don't really get a chance to do that during the week. So here we go. All right, guys. Take care.
Take care.
Man. So I'm not going to, I'm really getting sort of semi-comfortable with this Evmux. KB stopped sniping. He'd like to see you next Tuesday handle. Yeah, he's probably like, I'm going to take my channel down. Johnny Chopsticks, this is a car crash. This is not. I mean, look, guys, if you have not been following the Stuttering John stuff, it is really fantastic. And yes, premium. Sorry, I'm late. Dr. Steve was on Pat Dixon. Priorities. Um, I just want to go. This is the part that I wanted to go into because I think it's so funny because um, someone would never have offered, right? He was guaranteed 100% what he was going to accomplish, right? Uh, Hopefully, I've got the right letter. Well, just give it a shot. Let me just see. That's September 11th. Yeah, that's the right one. All right, let me spotlight that. Um, and this is the letter from John's lawyer to Danny Savalos, who is Carl and Shuli's lawyer. And all the bullshit. We don't even bother. We don't even need to read that.
No.
Let's go down to paragraph number 3. He looks, aside from the looking forward, which is 2, second, I spoke with our client. Our client is interested in seeing a resolution of this matter so long as defendants collectively agree from using his image, likeness, audio, visual, and persona.
And then if you skip to the 5th paragraph, perhaps more importantly, it would give us time to discuss a possible settlement. I think this would be in the best interest of our client.
Exactly. So
John has already asked for a settlement before the motion to dismiss was even decided. The deciding is the hearing on that isn't going to happen until the 18th. Oh, Johnny. I believe Johnny understands that this is bad news for him.
Yeah, and we have in there because, and I don't want to go through it because I'm going to bore you enough, viewers. Not so much Luigi, because you and I are eggheads. We could talk about this forever.
We talk about boring shit all the time.
Yeah. We could go back to locker room, but what did you? So among the filings today were witness statements.
Yep.
And one of them, Daniel. We don't have the last names, and on a couple of them we just have first initials.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this: I'm sure that one of them is Hitman Dan.
Yep. One of them is most likely Beer Sales Jerry.
Right, and there's a third, and
Ossie Melendez, his mother.
and the point of this whole thing, and the reason why we're even talking about it, is John is suing because they used his name and likeness. That's
what he's saying. We all know it's because he's embarrassed and he doesn't like being humiliated and talked about.
That's what he says. That's what the lawsuit is supposed to be about. This is his cause of action, so to speak, right? Everything relates to this name and likeness stuff. And the reality is that every witness statement, every statement by John, everything is that he was hurt and embarrassed.
Yep. But I'm also pretty sure that we can say that everything that he has submitted has contradictory video evidence. And I don't think that anything that was submitted today is any different. I believe there is contradictory evidence to everything. And John has now brought more people into it under penalty of perjury. And now it's not just John in trouble. It's his friends. It's his mother. It's bad. It's very, very bad.
It is. It is, including not necessarily for perjury, but just some of the new facts that they've testified to or given depositions for is the John video with him doing dates, saying that he knew he was going to be recorded by Kate. So there was one video where he said, I knew I was being recorded, and kind of blew it. But then he did another one where he had dates and he had his betting site and he did all this stuff. And
He might have done more than 2.
right, but these are the 2 we have, right?
No, it's the 2 that you and I know about.
Right. Well,
Trust me, there's a team of people scouring all of his video to find any contradictory evidence.
right. But my point is that this is what you and I have now. Like this is what we've got.
Yeah.
Not we don't know what the court has. We don't know what other people have. But it's hilarious because in these witness statements and everything else, they admit that everything John said about this entire thing was a fraud. As far as the phone calls, he said that his show, for lack of a better word, is just lies, as we all know.
There's more to it, and I'm going to leave this for our show tomorrow. But think of the timeline. The timeline doesn't add up either, in a very bad way for John. And we're going to talk. We're going to talk about that.
So I have a question. One question I have for you is: there's a point where I think it's in the attorney's affidavit where he says we've now included like all known persons.
Even though we knew about them before and didn't do it, and because of the fact that we filed this in the wrong county, we want to keep it here because this new defendant is our only link to the county, even though she's not a defendant yet. Oh my God, there's so much. There's just so much to it.
But my question is it's like, so if you're doing this over name and likeness, right? How come you didn't include the Carlson Comedy Club?
Why didn't you include the Carlson Comedy Club?
When
Why
you
didn't
say
you,
all persons involved.
Why didn't you include all of the participants who helped promote it? Why didn't you include all of the people at the Carlson who specifically promoted it on shows? You know, there's a lot of questions, a lot of unanswered questions about the defendants for this. We actually did talk about it before the lawsuit was filed at one point on Shuli's show, where we specifically said, yeah, that's really weird. You would think that all of the main attractions should be sued also. Why is he assigning responsibility to only a portion of the people? Whereas I said, you know, if you really wanted to dig deep, someone you could have also sued was Vinnie Paulino, because that was someone that he actually threatened in July 2024 with a lawsuit specifically. He also threatened Rocco. He threatened Cardiff. He threatened OJ with a lawsuit in 2024. But what's great though is that he knew about it in 2024. We're well past 1 year, and the statute of limitations is only 1 year.
Right. So then that's going to be, well, that's why when you read these things, it starts with Dabblecon 2. No mention of Dabblecon.
Exactly. That's why Dabblecon was not included in this. It was only those 2. Cigarette Jones, how many frivolous lawsuits? Here's the thing. John has only filed one known lawsuit. There was the one against Sirius. He claims that the one against Sharon Stone was a lawsuit, but I don't necessarily know for sure if it was in fact a lawsuit or simply a settlement demand before litigation. So all we can really confirm is one lawsuit that he's filed.
Right. I know the settlement for the Sharon Stone thing was filed in court.
It was filed? Okay.
Yes.
Well, then I'll take your word for it, too.
I did see it because back when John had the lawyer calling Bob and Shuley a year or so ago, I did some research, and that lawyer was the same lawyer that was John's representative.
But was the lawsuit filed?
The paper settling it was filed. That I do. It's got the filing stuff on it.
Okay.
That's,
well, then, yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm not like, so yeah, that's the deal. I think John threatens these lawsuits all the time.
Threatens them all the time.
but I
Yeah.
don't really think. All right. So another key part of this to bore and chase people out of the room, but for my own
Yeah, we find it
edification,
interesting. Fuck them.
my the Florida law stuff. So in this lawsuit, there's a lot of stuff. There, John's looking for what are the damage? Oh, to recover. God, what is the word?
Punitive damages.
No, yeah, but it's not even unjust enrichment,
Ah, okay.
right? And New York doesn't have that law for the section that John wants.
There also
As a
has
matter
to
of fact,
be a relationship business connection in which one person was under the impression they were going to make money, but the other person took it without the other person's knowledge. All of it fails for as far as John's desire for what he wants from it.
right? And the deal is, so what they've done is they're using Florida law,
They're requesting to use Florida law.
requesting that the judge follow Florida law, even though it has no bearing in New York. So let's just go through what you're asking the judge to do, right? So you're asking the judge to amend the lawsuit to include Kate. You're asking the judge to forgive the first filing and then only have file the second one. It's like one cluster mistake, one clusterfuck after the other.
How do morons find each other? John found his equivalent lawyer, his equivalent as a lawyer. This just reek. Doesn't this just reek of John? Doesn't this reek? It is a complete clusterfuck that could have been avoided with a little tiny bit of planning and strategy,
Yeah,
and it
I'm
all
like,
blew up in his face.
yeah, I'm thinking about one of those things like, John is to a pint of yogurt as Tabor is to a pint of
Piece
yogurt.
of shit.
Yeah, and it's so it reads to me like they're asking for a lot. Like it's like it, and
Yes.
if you were going to ask stuff of the judge, you'd have all your ducks in a row
You'd think.
when
You'd
you were
think.
doing it.
But instead, what we get is, hey, can you do us a favor? You know what? This is John. This is John. He's a total mooch. He's saying, can you do me a favor? Can you do me another favor? And I know you asked, I know you haven't made your decision on the first favor, but let's just go ahead and move on. Like you gave me that first favor, and I'm going to just start addressing everything as if you gave me the first favor. That is what literally is happening right now on John's side with all of this. And man, all I can say is they fucked up badly.
So John's like the guy
Multiple
that
times.
borrows money, says he's never going to borrow it again, and then comes back and asks to borrow more. And in this case, you have they asked the judge one favor, and then you have another one today, which is respectfully request the court's understanding, right? Which is the judge not throwing it out. And so it blew me away. So when you read this thing, it's very funny because the way the way states work is it's state law, and you have to follow the state law. And if you're going to sue somebody, you sue them under the state law. Basically, my sort of layman's thing. And what these guys have done is they fucked it up so bad that they're bringing in extraneous things. I could not help but notice that John was notarized in Texas.
Yeah, that's actually a lot of people have pointed that out. And while that appears odd, there is an explanation for it. There are video notary services that got really popular during COVID, where you are on a video call with a notary, and they ask to see your license and some other form of identification, and they'll notarize something for you from wherever they are. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt on that one. That's not that crazy.
Yeah, I was thinking like he was too lazy to go around the corner to a real estate office and have a notary do it. And I also tip my hat to notaries. My first marriage in Florida was performed by a notary public. In Florida, notaries are allowed to perform marriages.
What?
Yeah. I went to a real estate office after work one night and got married.
That's like
Didn't
Rocco.
last for.
Rocco claims he got married at the DMV. And I was like, wait, I think you mean the Justice of the Peace. He said, nope, Department of Motor Vehicles. And I was like, okay, never heard that one.
Until a couple of years ago in New York, you could only get married by a ordained minister or a justice of the peace of some sort. And it was very hard, like to find if you wanted a non-religious officiant, um, or if you wanted to like have a non-religious guy come to your and do your wedding. It was almost impossible to do. And there were these old like justice retired judges and things like that. Their entire living was based on performing weddings.
You want to know something?
What?
I am able to perform weddings, and I'm not kidding. I'm an ordained minister. I found a church that would ordain you through a questionnaire,
Right.
and when I got married, I had all of my groomsmen ordained as well, and I had their ordained certification framed, and I gave it to him as a gift. So I can buy holy water in bulk if you ever need any.
Wow. Well, now in New York, you can become a licensed officiant for one day, if you want. No religious requirement. So if you have a family friend or something that wants to do it. But look, until about 10 years ago in New York, we didn't have no fault divorce. You had to have cause. So our
Oh,
marriage
you got
was,
rid of that?
yes, we now
Oh, that's interesting because
right.
I remember that. I remember. Anyway, all right.
I know I was going through it, and it's not. It basically what you did was you filed a separation agreement and you waited a year, and then if neither side contested it, that would become the form for the divorce. But
That's
let's
amazing.
skip past that. What did I want? Oh, my other, and I have another question, and this would be my last,
You had put up a chat from Cigarette Jones there, so I can go ahead and answer it. If John's suit is dismissed, would he have to pay Shuley and Carl's legal fees? And the interesting thing about that is that I don't know, but Carl and Shuley have actually reached. I don't want to say reached out. What's the right word I'm trying to say here? They have procedurally put into effect what they need to notify the court that there are certain parts of this lawsuit that could qualify as requiring John to pay legal fees. Whether or not the court grants it, I don't know. But the ball is put in motion to tell the court that it might, as a matter of law, be a requirement that John pay for Carl and Shuley's lawyer fees.
so if I remember correctly, you said there was a better than 51% chance that the anti-slap, which is the notice that they want to get paid, essentially, there was a better than 51% chance that that could happen.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Have the events of the last couple of days made that more likely or less likely?
I want to say I'm having trouble distinguishing my imagination from facts, and it's hard for me to distinguish. So what I mean by that is that while in my mind this is plenty and it pushes that number up to 100%, I have to back off just a little bit to provide some space for reality. So I'm just going to keep it at 51% because I just can't tell you with any certainty where that meter lands. In my mind, I believe that this has brought it up to 95.
My
But you
buddy
just
lawyer
never know.
called me an asshole yesterday for asking him stuttering John questions. Was he couldn't believe when I told him what had happened, and that was yesterday. So he hasn't seen the latest stuff.
I told someone who burst out laughing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll talk about yesterday's stuff after Luigi pops because I don't want to have him having to answer inane questions from an idiot. But I do. This is my other question. throughout the lawsuit. All right, we talked about it's for name, image, and likeness, or name, image, and persona, I believe.
Whatever you want to call it, it's fucking
Trade.
nonsense. Whatever,
Basically,
whatever.
they're making money off his name, and they used him to sell. And so if they hadn't used Stuttering John for advertising and trade purposes, or if they did, they should have gotten his permission.
Okay.
Is what he's contesting.
Oh yes, that's what he's contesting. Yes.
Right. They're saying, like, you're a fucking idiot. We ridiculed you. Luigi and I's reading of the lawsuit is pretty much, you're a fucking idiot. They ridiculed you. But throughout this,
he specifically says in his complaint, mock and satirize, which are two words you don't want to use when making this specific argument, because those are two things protected by the First Amendment.
correct. And wasn't there another one where they're talking about DabbleCon 2, and they say, oh, they played clips with commentary? That's in one of the new filings today that I read. And I was just, all right. So the big thing that I read when you go through this is that the reason why this suit is even filed is because John was mocked and ridiculed.
Yep.
Right. And they used secret tapes, blah, blah, blah. And Savalos, the attorney for the defendants, put out a pretty good argument, I thought, about why this stuff should be dismissed, and talked about the newsworthiness, the mocking, all of that stuff, right? And the response from Tabor continues to say, no one ever intended illegally recorded private messages, right? And I see illegally recorded private messages, illegally recorded tapes throughout this complaint and responses and all that stuff. But there's no establishment that they were, I don't even know if it matters.
It only matters because they opened the door to it. They brought it into consideration as part of their stance. It has nothing to do with right of publicity, but because of the fact that they are saying this, again, you have to attack their statement of quote unquote facts. You're right. It has nothing to do with that. That is for a criminal court to determine. And there has never been any determination of the legality of these. And in fact, if you really want to take it a step further, he talks about how he reported them to the the LAPD and the FBI, and he includes those as quote unquote evidence of their illegality. But there was never any kind of investigation conducted, which would lead someone to believe that they weren't illegal. And that is going to get called into question.
You mean it's not because it wasn't a high priority item and that's why they didn't bother to do it, as one of the witnesses said?
Regardless of that, there's no determination of illegality.
Right. And so, which leads me to I said that was my final question, but I have two.
I don't blame you, man. There's a lot going on.
Two more. So one is what I thought was surprising was John had claimed that he'd sent a cease and desist through an attorney to Carl and Shuley, right, before the event.
Yeah.
But that's not included in any of the exhibits. Is that standard?
I don't know. Sometimes there are some causes of action that require certain steps be taken before you file a lawsuit. That's usually more along the lines of what do you call it? Consumer claims.
Right. Notice.
Yeah. But for this, there really isn't a requirement for that. So I don't find it all that surprising that they didn't include it. But also, if they did include it, it might make them look bad because it might show that the statute of limitations started ticking back then.
That's what I thought. I just assumed that they didn't show it because of the statute of limitations.
Yeah.
Right. Because my thing was, part of this is like, look, we warned you that you were violating the sections 50 and 51 of New York law, and you proceeded anyway. So you can't claim, at the very least, you can't claim you weren't aware of what was going on, but then you
Yep.
don't include it.
I don't get it. But from the beginning, there have been so many pieces of this that just do not fit, and so much that doesn't make sense. I don't know what they had planned, what they had up their sleeve for this, but God, it just is stupid. It is so bad. And if there's any part of this that was a plan or a strategy for some, whatever beneficial purpose on their end, they're risking a lot doing it this way, because I mean, really, I really think that they have, by their own actions, stepping on rakes, painted themselves into a corner where the judge is just going to not like them. And that could be enough. So
It it could be. All right. So this is the final question.
whatever.
So let's say that John had really wanted to pursue an action, right? Would his first step have been to go after Kate Meany and get a ruling that these tapes were illegally obtained, and then sue, but not on the public likeness, whatever, not on sections 50 and 51 of the civil rights thing? Would that
I'm,
have been a better move?
I'm sorry. Say it again. I don't think I followed you.
Assuming that the tapes were illegally recorded,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Would John
Like
have been
like
better off?
like there's been a determination that they are
Right.
legal.
Would he have
Okay.
been like? Would he have been better off pushing the cops, pushing the DA, those whatever, to deter, at the very least, investigate those claims? And if because if a determination was made that they were legally recorded,
Uh-huh.
then wouldn't he have a basis of a lawsuit? Maybe not the one that he has now, or against
Not
the
okay,
people that he
not the
has
one that
now.
okay, not the one that he has now, no.
Right.
Because they are irrelevant to right of publicity. It is completely irrelevant, but it also would have had to have been determined in a criminal court. So I don't know if he would have had a lawsuit, but maybe could have. I mean, if there was anything illegal about it, maybe a criminal court would have said something. But whatever.
But like, no, I'm saying is, say criminal court found against Meany or Meany and Shuley that
Yeah.
they conspired to do this illegally. Then he might have some basis for some kind of a lawsuit against that for illegally recording them.
Maybe for the money that was generated, maybe for use of his. Well, no, I mean, I'm getting confused here. I'm sorry, but no, that would have just been a criminal issue, and it might have been something he could have mentioned in here that wasn't up for argument in this lawsuit.
This lawsuit aside, assuming this lawsuit was never filed.
But I just can't think of anything. Is my answer?
All
is
right.
that,
So you and Karmic get together, right?
Yes.
And you're going to have Karmic honeypot me and get me to have these embarrassing conversations
yes,
and talk about my stuff.
your locker
right?
room, your boy butter.
Boy butter, all that stuff, right?
Yep.
And then you and Karmic then release them.
Right.
Assuming, because in this case, I'm saying it would be Shuley, right? Shuley and Kate.
I see what you're saying. Their thing is the Supreme Court has ruled that there is no law against releasing tapes, regardless of how you acquired them. Maybe something having to do with the money, but
I guess my question is that if Shuley and Kate were party to it, particularly Shuley, and Shuley were the one releasing the tapes, would that create any kind of civil liability?
I don't think so. I just don't think so. No, because the Supreme Court ruled on it, because what they said specifically was there's no laws to prevent this. That's it, and that is where they left it, and that's, as far as I know, still the current law. And because of the fact that there's no laws to prevent it, you can't bring a lawsuit under it and collect anything.
Wow. So he couldn't even sue, say, Kate Meany for like personal harm or.
I mean, maybe, but for the
But you just think
broadcasting
it's
of
all
them,
criminal. It's not. It's not civil.
I I can't think of anything. I also don't want to give any ideas out there.
No, I'm just
Yeah,
trying to
but
like think of
but
if there was a way that this could have been done that wasn't so stupid. Um,
yeah, not involve John. I think John is cursed, and everything he does is just stupid. And he found someone just as stupid as him. And in this situation, every every pot has a lid, I guess. But he essentially found a John Melendez equivalent as a lawyer, and it fucked him. It fucked him bad.
what?
This is really, really bad. This is on the level of that. What was it? Alex Jones lawyer fucking up with the emails. If you know that one,
And what do you call it? This is the old. They usually use it in doctors, but it's the old joke. What do you call the doctor that graduated first in his class and the doctor that graduated last in his class? And you call them
doctor.
doctor.
Yeah.
Same thing. Same thing with lawyers. My, I, I think I've asked all the questions, but I'll just throw this one out there. Tabor Benedict, right? These fuck ups and anything else. Any chance the judge refers this to the bar, to the ethics committee? Any chance that John has the ability for a malpractice suit?
It only that will depend on the outcome. If this all goes badly for John, which I do expect, then I believe he might have some kind of cause of action, because when you miss a deadline, which essentially is what he's admitting to, when you miss a deadline, that's bad. And if you have, if John, I could see John trying to make the argument, hey, I could have won this case if it wasn't for my lawyer. Whether or not that means anything, that's, up to them. But I could see him, yeah, having some kind of malpractice suit, more than likely just for like a missed filing. But it's not going to result in this guy getting disbarred or anything like that, because
No, I don't
it's
mean
not that
disbarred,
egregious.
but
Yeah,
disciplined of
you might
some sort.
you might just get a letter, a letter that just says try harder. You actually get a lot of chances as a lawyer.
Right, but this is
Yeah,
also a guy who's been disbarred once. So you would think
yeah.
you would be doing everything you could to keep your plate clean.
I am curious, and I don't know. There's no way to know this, but if he's on probation for the last stuff, then that might be an issue. Which, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he is on probation, but there's no way to know.
Well, New I don't know about other states. New York keeps that shit very quiet.
Exactly.
Very quiet. And I think that wraps up my thing. But I would say that I'm going to guess that, like the first guy they called Shuley and Bob, I'm going to doubt that this lawyer was told everything up front, or someone else behind the scenes misled him, or else he really is the dumbest person on the planet.
Jury's out, man. this guy's something. I don't know how these mistakes could have gotten made. Like, they are so outside the bounds of reasonable mistakes. They are really bad. And best of luck, John. Best of
look,
luck.
I'm going to be willing to bet in my head and in my heart that Benedict really wasn't into this and just didn't pay attention, and not paying attention got him fucked. And it's always the stupid shit that gets you in trouble.
And I told you from the beginning, John gets what he pays for in legal services. And he has a history of not paying lawyers and getting exactly what he pays for. And this is no different. And now you're dealing with a guy who's out of prison, trying to rebuild his practice, not having the resources to devote to John's bullshit, having no real vested interest in John's cause of action or case. John, you get what you pay for. And this is it. And I went off on it with Will Heron. I have the video, and I said, there is nothing about this situation. You saw that video, right? I sent it to you. I said, there's nothing about this situation that makes me think for a second that it's any different than his Legal Shield referral lawyers who sent out, wrong jurisdiction cease and desist letters, who have Yelp reviews for making biscuits, or the nonsense bullshit that he has gone through in the past because he doesn't pay for legal representation. And this is what happens.
Yeah, I look, this is when I sit down and read this in my non-legal mind, I'm like, it really is like, Judge, do us a favor. Just let us do this, But I'm also
and this too, and this too. and this.
But
yeah.
I did laugh because when I read the, our client would like a settlement, I just had a picture of Savalos calling up Benedict going, all right, how much do you want to give us?
It's amazing, man. I mean, this is a stuttering John level fuck up. Par for the course for John.
And the good news is that we know both Carl and Shuli are excellent at making content. And when the story eventually gets told of what was going on behind the scenes, we'll all laugh and laugh and laugh at DabbleCon 3, the lawsuit.
Yes, this is the lawyer bills right now are not expenses. They are investments in future content.
Investments.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let Dang Lizard ask one last question. And then we're going to move on, but it's Dang Lizard. But how did he
Dang Lizard, how did he get co-counsel pro bono? I don't know the secrets of that. But if you look at the filings from today, the co-counsel has been included on a lot of those. I'm guessing he's been part of this from the beginning. If I had to speculate, the issue is that there was some sort of conversation about a lead attorney, which was going to be Tabber. But I'm going to guess, based on everything, he's never done this before. I'm going to guess that he has no experience doing this type of case, because it's obvious so far that he's been fucking up every step of the way. And he was probably asking for help. However he got connected with this other person, I don't know. But it looks like maybe he was asking him for advice on what to do procedurally for litigation.
Yeah, I would think I'm gonna leave you with this, because I want us to come back in 6 months and
I don't think you're going to have to wait that long, Shmuel.
No, not for that. For something else. I want to come back in 6 months and I want to revisit if Benedict Advisors is still called Benedict Advisors when all of this is done, and whether the state of New York has anything to say about that.
I'd be curious about that too.
So that's it. Hey, man, thank you so much for spending time with us tonight. And,
absolutely. I will send you my bill.
Thank you. And I know these guys hate the filter or whatever that you use, but I promise you all, it's
who is
very
these guys?
Necessary. The chat.
Oh.
And there's like an anti-filter society out there.
I don't read the chat when I go on other people's show.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a good one, because usually because I'll either have other people whose eyes are pinned to it, or you. But I'm going to let you pop off, and then I'm going to talk to these guys a little bit, and then get out of here.
Sounds good. Please, yeah, come check us out. You can check it on my channel at Luigi Greenberg tomorrow, or at Once Over with Kaylee. We will be going over this in detail in a very structured way to talk about all of John's fuck-ups and how this might be the nail in John's coffin He might just go away forever.
We will see. Although I doubt he's going to stop podcasting because he's going to lose the
No, I
mic.
know, but I just want to imagine it. But regardless, he's going to do it with a lot of embarrassment.
Good night, my friend. Thank you so
Good
much.
night.
I'm sure
Have
we'll
a great one.
chat
Thank you.
tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. Hey, thanks. I'm not leaving yet, but I want to thank you guys for putting up with that. It is just amazing to me. I never envisioned this thing going this way. What do we say with the hat? I never envisioned this thing going this way when it got started. The Dabbleverse and all that stuff. I am just blown away. So I'm gonna stay for a little bit longer. I think I have OG Mumbly Nick is supposed to be popping in here, so I don't know if he's going to, but we'll give him a second. And we also have I don't know why Panhandler's not here. Maybe he's waiting for his MLC call up. I understand that Ranger got his MLC call up when he was here tonight, and I'll never be big, but I'll always be AAA for Kevin Brennan, and we'll go there. But I'm gonna put up a stream for a second and yawn. So let's take a look. I want to apologize. Joey C came back this week, and it doesn't really matter where we start this thing, but I am. How do I say this, guys? I'm just amazed that he's back, and he is back to his. He's back to doing what he did in the beginning that actually got him some heat. So we'll have to see. But I just want to. I'm just pulling it up in the middle, and I just want you to get a taste of what's going on. I actually watched the Pineapple last night with NJ Ranger, and NJ Ranger's comment was, "It's like when a show goes south, and then they bring back the first season writers. That's what this looks like." So let's try to go there. Panhandler, we've known you. Your name is up. I've been seeing you the whole time. It's okay. I know you're waiting for your call up. I know you were waiting for Kevin. You didn't get it. Come on over. All right, let's take a watch.
And that'll be my retirement because I paid in every year. So, and then I'll be hopefully I'll be healthy, got my young beautiful wife, and I can start doing the things I want to do. And I'm gonna take different trips. I just want to relax and do I see podcasting in my future? No, not at all. Not for longevity. But as long as I'm around, as long as people are trying to fucking still lie on me, I'm gonna come back and catch their asses. I'm gonna catch their asses. I'm gonna fucking tell them off. Plain and simple. It's how it's gonna be. I'm gonna tell them how much of a fucking piece of shit they are, which they are. All right, I gotta hang on now, folks. I gotta. Oh no, wait a second. That's gonna be a. Oh really? Oh really? Oh okay. This is not a super tip voice. It's a text one. So what's my beef with Melton? Okay, this is good. It's gonna be good. This ought to be good. First of all, whatever her name, Paul. Is it Paulie? Oh, Paulie Nuts. Paulie Nutty. Okay, let's see. It's not a voice text. It's just a text. What's your problem, Melton? He's always been nothing but nice to me. So he's always been nice to me, Melton. Is that what you're saying, Paulie? Huh? But that's an understatement. Huh? Melton likes to pull the chain and like to fucking. I just listen. He's starting up his shit like he does every year. I want to be Joey C's friend. And then I'm not falling for his shit no more. He stays in his corner. I stay in mine. I don't bother him. He don't bother me. So don't ever say he's been nothing but nice to me because that would be a lie. Okay, but thank you for the $3. Okay, that would be 100% lie. Melton is nothing but aggravating to me most of the time I've known him. So, but we don't bother each other. Ever since he handed off super tips to me, he hasn't bothered me. So, and I don't bother him. Tonight I emailed him today because I've been a while in the super tips. I thought I was in the system, but I thought maybe there was a problem. Something was down. He said, "No, I didn't do nothing." I said, "Okay, then I got to fix before the show." So I went back to some notes I had when Cardiff got me fixed with the EV mugs. But yeah, but to fucking go up with Cardiff. Cardiff's so wishy-washy. I want to talk a little bit about Cardiff. That motherfucker bounces on me, talks shit about me. Yeah, but you remember about a month ago when I was on Be Dabbled the whole show, and Cardiff got pissed off and left the show? He's a fucking two-faced motherfucker. Because he didn't like what I was fucking saying, and he thought he ruled. He thought he ruled, and Rocco was going to throw me out. But Rocco didn't. He left. You understand? Fuck him. Listen, I don't fuck with his fucking show or down his fucking shit. Fuck him. He don't roll shit. You don't roll shit, potato. Never did. Where the fuck you think you do what he did to me? You know, you want to be cold, hot, cold, hot? Fuck you. Be consistent. I want consistency. I want fans that are consistent. I don't want fucking piece of shit that they don't like if I fucking don't talk with their lingo, they're gonna fuck me. Fuck you. Okay? Who the fuck are you guys? Huh? Who the fuck are you guys? Tell me any fucking thing. Huh? Go fuck yourself. Suck a dick. How about that? Go suck a dick. Take a video and send it. We'll air it for you. All right? You faggot motherfuckers. Okay? Yeah, it's gonna become a very, very R-rated show. I'm only on the street probably once a week. That's it. Late night, probably like this. It's gonna be really X-rated. Fuck all you motherfuckers, right? Red Fugly in the house, my man, Red Fugly. Good guy. Fuck them, Joey. Tell them, especially Lou. Yeah, fuck you, Lou. Thank you for the $1.99. Bo Beerton, my man, what's happening? Let me see what Bo has to say. Bo says, thank you for the $1.99, Bo. Rochi is just jealous him. Can't get exactly. Rochi, he's been the longest lasting chaser, and he lies. How about that? I'm fucking squatting. Someone sent me the clip. They say you're squatting. Are you fucking insanely nuts? Where do you dream this shit up? I pay every fucking bill. That just by the people that work with me, knowing how I pay them to tell you how responsible I am with my bills. You dumb fucking idiot, retarded bitch. You are a fucking douchebag, Rochi. You guys would never do this show if you were in America. I promise you. You'd be too scared. You have no nuts. If you weren't living where you were, you have no nuts to fucking do the show you do on me on a weekly basis. I promise you that. I promise you that. You're a fucking menace to society. Okay? You're a bitch. You'll never get anywhere. How's that 2% he pays you? That other fucking cheap bastard. I heard he pays you 2%, 20% or something. Or 2% I heard it was what he pays you. Are you fucking crazy? 2%? Nobody's paid what I paid to anybody. Nobody. And I don't need a co-host because you know what? They just fuck it up anyhow. I don't need them. Fuck them all. All the way from Jake Hutchin up. Every co-host I had. Fuck them. Okay? I can't get nowhere. I can't leave. They just change my fucking format because these motherfuckers won't let it. Then they fucking send on like every fucking day tons of motherfucking messages and fucking shit. All right? But there's been people that have been loyal from through and through from the beginning. Red Buckley being one. Bo Beerton being one of them. Okay? Here's Sonny. If it ain't his way, if it don't blow his way, fuck me. No, fuck you. Show yourself, you fucking bitch. Okay? Show yourself, Sonny, fucking whatever the fuck you call yourself. And if my friend is out here, if my friend from Catalan Network is here, whenever you're ready, sir, we can do that weekly show. Our trial run, let's do a 6-week trial run. Like I said, I made friends with him, and we're gonna do something. I'm gonna trust in him, see what he's got, and his expertise and what his ideas are. It sounds good. So, green light, buddy. I'm ready when you are. I'm gonna be doing, like I said, once a week on this. And I don't really give a fuck, Sonny. If you care that I'm born, why do you come here then? Why are you here? And you're always defending Lou. Now, I'm not mad at Lou. It's just the internet, Lou. Just remember, buddy, it's the internet. When I say fuck you, Lou, it's just the internet, all right, buddy? That's all it is, buddy. All right? Just remember, I put you on the fucking map, Lou. Nobody else did. I did. Remember that. I paid you 50%, Lou. Nobody else did. Remember that one, too, okay? Remember that. When you're with that fat, fucking, retarded fucking truck driver doing that fucking lame-ass fucking show you guys do, right? All right? Remember that. You guys been jealous and following my coattails since fucking day one, that cupcake bitch. Okay? Used to banter with him in the Shooting Network fucking chat room. He was a bitch. A bitch. See, his problem is he thinks he's so sophisticated and so educated.
That's our Joey C clip of the evening.
Good old
So-
Joey.
And we'll, as we drop Joey, we welcome in Gamo and OG Mumbling Neck. What's up, boys?
Evening, morning.
What's up,
Evening, morning.
Game-O? Ay, that fruit ran me ragged today, buddy. Ran me ragged, like fucking over 4 hours.
Yeah,
Oh,
you were,
really?
and then he kept going for another 2 hours or something, I think.
Yeah, I tapped out. I was so like, it was funny. A little bit later on, I go on and like Clearwater Chad's got some stream going with like Nasty Neil and then some other guy I never heard of. So just to be a smartass, I did what Chad always does. Like when he came in the our thing, I'm like, link, send me the link. And he thought I was serious, so he sent me the link, and I was like, appreciate it, buddy. But my fucking ass is numb from sitting here for like hours talking to the pineapple, so I think I'm good.
Yeah, the Clearwater chat is just a weird arc in this world. I don't get it. I don't get it. So, but he's on every show, so whatever he's working, it's working. Whatever he's doing.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on anymore. I was wrong. Like I was one of the first people to meet Chad when he
Sorry
strolled
about
in, strolled into the Dabbleverse, and I actually like did a stream with him very early on, and talked to him, and I thought I had the guy figured out, and now he's acting different than like I always thought this was a sincere guy. Like he's just kind of naive, like a nice guy, but naive and blah blah blah. Now he's starting to fuck with people, so I don't know what's going on. I might have been wrong. We'll see, I guess.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. I mean,
Yeah.
I just don't know how long it can go on, but we see stupid shit in this
Yeah.
world go on over and over and over for longer than it should last. So I don't. The fact that he's on MLC so much blows my mind because he just sits there. It's
Who,
ridiculous.
who are we talking about? Clearwater Chad or Carmen?
Yeah, no, Clearwater Chad. Yeah.
So we got some info the other night during our stream from a guy who knew Clearwater Chad pre-Dabbleverse when he was in the like a anti-Scientology thing, and he sort of was not thrown out, but probably asked to leave, kind of thing. So I wonder if the same is going to happen over here.
I worry about him just because he has, he has the kid, and John's already starting to get a little vengeful. So I don't know. But
Well, there's been a few times where the kids come in the room on stream, even on MLC,
Yes.
where he like darts across
Oh,
the screen or whatever. It's like, and even Kevin's like, "What are you doing, man?
I didn't
You
know
know,
it.
have your kid around with these animals." Yeah,
I knew it happened on John. I didn't know it happened on MLC too. Jesus.
yeah.
Dude. Like when it happened on John, I messaged him right away, and I found out I was far from the only one. Like a bunch of people messaged him like, dude, don't bring your kid on John's show. John's asking questions. He's answering them all, like his kid's name, his kid's age, all this shit. It's fuck you, Liquid. You keep following me around. I'm just joking, man. Tomorrow should be interesting. Sorry, on our show. We might have our first on-air fight. We'll see what happens.
Cool. What time is your show?
9:00
Tomorrow
Eastern time.
evening
Yep.
on OG Mumbly Nick on YouTube. Anything else happened? So NJ got brought up to MLC.
Yeah.
Cool.
KB was sniping you for a bit. I don't know why, and then he saw NJ, and then he sent NJ.
Dude, it was crazy when I put YouTube on. I got you get all the not thumbnails, but showing you like a little screenshot of what's going on at the time, and it's like I see Shmuel. When I looked, he had NG Ranger on. Now I see NG Rangers in the MLC. Then I see JMO's sniping MLC, and MLC sniping fucking Shmuel, and it's just like I don't know. There's like all these shows going on, and they're just like sniping each other or taking each other's guests from like 10 minutes ago or something. So it was getting interesting.
I'm always I'm always happy for anybody to be able to go on MLC because I think a lot of people want to do that. So, and it's cool to be like have people on, and then guys like MLC want them on. What can I say?
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm a kingmaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like Mersh. What a fucking idiot that guy is. Oh, he bitched about the Dabbleverse for years, and he'd never be on it, and he's too good for it. This, that, the other thing, and now him and Pat are sucking each other's dicks. Are you jealous of Mersh now, Shmuel?
Me?
Because Mersh is now Pat's girlfriend.
No, Mersh and I have a relationship as well. So
He doesn't like you. He fucking cracks on you all the time.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Shit happens. I was what do you call it? We were DMing today because he went after Israel last night, and I was like, you kill me with this fucking stupid Israeli conspiracy theory shit, and I have to say the response, which I don't remember exactly what it was actually pretty funny. So, but in any, I have a lot of when it comes to Mersh, I have a lot of like mixed feelings because I find the guy funny, and I find some of his stuff I find him entertaining is probably the way to do it. But then some of the conspiracy theory stuff, some of the right wing stuff he's into, particularly the race stuff that he's into, just makes me crazy. And it's like I kind of feel guilty sometimes when I'm watching him because but I've expressed that. But
back in the day he used to be like a big libertarian, and then now he's gone all right. Is that what happened? Like I haven't paid attention too much to his politics, so I don't know. But I thought he used to be kind of a libertarian leaning, at least.
Oh, I don't know. I know that like the Southern Poverty Law Center called him an anti-Semite and a white supremacist.
Who
Um,
don't they call? I mean, so
and
what?
that's up on whatever. No, I know they do, but I mean, it's like he was in that universe with all those right wing guys, though. Um, the Baked Alaskas and and the other people. And like Cigarette Jones says, Mersh Grifter.
But Big
Oi.
Alaska is the guy that challenged him to a fight on stream in Ybor City all those years ago, right? That was the
Yeah,
Big
yeah,
Alaska
yeah,
loser. Yeah, all
yeah.
right.
So these guys have been like, I mean, he's been through it, and I will say I give him credit for still standing because he's one of the few of that entire group of all these fucking people who are going after each other and getting banned everywhere and whatnot, who's still around and stuck through it and seems to be coming out on the other end. Now, it may just be that he had no place else to go, and that's why. And he just, if you hang around long enough, right, everybody else dies off.
Right. I think Mersh is entertaining too. I mean, the whole shitting on the Dabbleverse for a year or two, and then now I can't get away from him every time I turn on a show is annoying. Like he's just so disingenuous. But Mersh is also fucking stupid drunk, so he'll fuck up and get thrown off of YouTube again, and then he'll be back on Rumble full time. So he can't help. He's almost like a more successful Chad. Like just the rakes are constant for him to step on. So he won't last on YouTube long as usual.
He's got that. That's part of what I find interesting. The self-destructiveness that he has. I just find it interesting because it's almost like when he's finally catching some heat and getting some traction is when he fucks up. So this time I will give him credit. Like he knew the Charlie Kirk shit was going to be bad, and so he didn't go on YouTube that night. He only did it on Rumble. But like everybody else, he's going to get too comfortable,
Or too drunk, or too high, or
or
whatever.
too high, or too
Yeah.
drunk, or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want his life for anything. But I, but I have to admit, there's a part of me that I don't, because I couldn't do it, right? Like if I'm not an attractive guy. I'm not going to be insulting the way other people look. And like, uh, this guy had his car repoed, like a used Cadillac repoed a couple of months
No,
ago,
it's
and
like a
he's like,
BMW, like a 12-year-old BMW or some piece of shit.
now he has a Cadillac. He got rid of the BMW and
What
got a
he did.
Cadillac, and it's like he had that repoed, and he was like at Walmart doing like Walmart Pay to do, and he's like. And I'm like, one, I would never be telling the story. So he's telling it publicly. But yet the next day, he'll be insulting somebody else for having no money and being a loser. So, yes. And he has a
Oh,
permanent
Jesse.
troll after him in Pot Awful. But hasn't Pot Awful's star sort of faded as well?
I see. I don't know. Is that the sector? I see. I don't know that much about that side of things. I know Jesse's always fucking beating up Mersh, and he really went after him hard last week or something about Mersh's old, what was it, Tumblr account and doing the whole pedo accusations or something like that, like shit that I don't get down with type stuff. So I didn't follow it too much. But yeah, Jesse's always cracking on Mersh. I mean, it's been going on for years, right?
Yeah, yeah. And it I don't know. Whatever. I don't follow it enough and I don't care enough. I know Jesse came after me, and at the time I was told, "Oh, you could really, you could do something," and I was like, I just didn't have any interest. I don't have any like of this fake fight stuff going on, and I don't want to get into any real beefs.
Yeah, his fans are pretty brutal with the doxing and doing shit. I mean, they're pretty psychotic about when they decide to go after whoever Jesse tells them to go after. They get pretty real. So
He told him to come after me, and 31 people commented, and like 2 or 3 days later, I never heard another thing again. So
yeah,
they're So I don't know. I don't know if it was just me or did he not give the secret code that he was supposed to give, and they really weren't coming after me. But in any event, it felt like, oh, maybe the power isn't there anymore, and
Or that he
maybe these
watched your
people,
show and saw that was punishment enough and said, "All right, we're leaving this guy alone."
or maybe these people are just, maybe what's happening is that the audience is maturing, like just getting older. Maybe they don't troll and do shit anymore. You
I
know,
don't know. I don't know. He went after me a couple months ago, a little bit on Twitter, and but I guess they lose interest, right? If we're nobodies in this world, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't get them anything to
Mhm.
do shit to us, really. You know what I'm saying? It's just,
yeah.
there's
Listen,
bigger fish to go after, I think.
I also think it's the reaction, right? Like, if you're not gonna if you're not gonna fight back, and if you don't care, is it gonna make content? You know,
Yeah, is it gonna
and
be interesting or even
and
entertaining for them to fuck with people? Like if they, have no reaction, all right, well, why waste my time?
right after a while. So there's there's that. So Nick, how are you? I saw today. I assume it was new. Um, somebody did a post. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah. So I was at work yesterday, and I was listening to I think New Girl was doing her a podcast, whatever. With I think like fucking Nimrod was on, Uncle Jack, a bunch of people, and I'm at my cubicle, and when I had like a little afternoon break, and I look, and I had received a DM from somebody, and it was a screenshot of a post that do you know Cut of the Jib? He's with 2K and Nimrod all the time. I don't
I've
know if you know
heard the
him.
name.
Okay. So he has a channel. I think his channel is called like Rock Talk Live, and he does like he's in the Dabbleverse, but he does like all this other Dabbleverse outside the Dabbleverse stuff. Like I think Rock Talk Live is like on some rock music shit. He has like a show called like I don't know, Liberal Karen's Gone Wild or something like that. Kind of making fun of Karens and shit, and he does shit with like 2K and Nimrod and all them. And he's on with like Luda Monster and fucking Cupcake and all those guys. So I've actually gotten the link from them a couple times because I've had no issues with those guys. And but I had a screenshot sent to me, and it was like a long post that Cut of the Jib put on his YouTube channel saying that they weren't going to be doing liberal Karen's Gone Wild for a while. I guess they usually do it on Wednesdays, but obviously that's when the Charlie Kirk assassination happened. And then he proceeds to uh, kind of imply that I was one of the people. He said he was going to do my show, but I said something about Charlie Kirk he didn't like, and then he started talking about like how some of the fucking assholes online were were relishing in Charlie's death and celebrating it and laughing at which Shmuel, as you know, you were on my show and stuff. I did nothing of the sort, but he implied that I did that. So everyone that read it thought that I was like laughing at Charlie Kirk dying and all this stuff and blah blah blah. So he happened to be on New Girl's show, and New Girl had sent me the link like hours before that. So right when work ended and they were still going, so I was like, it was funny, right? I literally commented, I'm like, hey Jib, if I come on, are you gonna leave? I want to talk about this, this screenshot of a post that was sent to me. And literally seconds after I do that, he's like, New Girl's putting it up, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I gotta deliver. I gotta go. I guess he does like Uber Eats or something in the evening or whatever." So either he was chickening out, or it was the most amazing coincidence, and he had to go do a delivery right when I was coming on. So I came on. New Girl read the thing. Luckily, there were a couple people in the chat who are supporters of mine, and they were like, "Nick never said anything like that. This and that. Blah blah blah." So I was just explaining, I never said that. And the whole time Jib is in the car, and he's like trying to act like he's trying to come on, but he has like no service. So I just leave. Like 2 minutes after I leave, all of a sudden he has service. He comes on, starts saying shit. So then I go back on. And we had it out very briefly, but then New Girl squashed it because she didn't want the show getting political, which I totally get. But yeah, basically the dude's like if anyone likes him, I don't really give a shit, but he's kind of a pussy because in the whole post he's acting like he's like I go to the front lines in politics, I do this and that, like he's a big free speech guy. But he's not going to talk to me, and he's not doing his liberal Karen show anymore because of people like me and blah blah blah. Even though I didn't do what he said he did, so it was just stupid. He was implying that I was one of the fucking psychos that was laughing at Charlie Kirk being killed when there was nothing of the sort. So he's a dick, bitch.
I yeah, I don't know. I have to be honest with you. I've tried to avoid all of those shows for as long as I've been in because I've
Mhm.
never seen anything good come out of them.
Well,
You
even
know?
the times I've been invited on, like I didn't go because like I felt like I think American Cup, like I'm friends with Cupcake, so I think he maybe he wanted me on, and there was somebody else on who I've done streams with. But I think like Jib and Tuk, they just wanted me on because they see me in Bobby Nick's stream sometimes, and those guys are at war. So I think they're hoping I'll go on their show and Bobby will get mad at me or what. Like look, I'll go on anyone's show I want. Like I've said that, and I don't get involved in their stupid beef or war or whatever it is. But I'm also not going to be used to make like Bobby's Nick has never done anything to me, so I'm not just going to go on your show just so you can make Bobby mad. And their whole show was just shitting on Bobby. So I have no interest in going on the show just shitting on somebody that I don't have an issue with. So
Right.
yeah.
I yeah, I gotta tell you, I was on a show. I think I was on BYB, and Uncle Jack was on, and just like uh, idiot is the only thing that could come to mind. I was just like, it's like some drunken clown who wants to scream NJ and F,
Yeah.
and what I was like, I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Yeah, no, it's not my thing. Like I have nothing personal against Uncle Jack, but it's like when like I said, the couple of times I got the link to those streams, I'm just like, I don't think I can add anything to this. I don't think I'm gonna have fun going on this. So I have no fucking interest. But yeah, I said we never had any issues, but it's just, he's a big politics guy. He's on the other side. But when I briefly talked to him on New Girl's show, all he did was regurgitate all the talking points I saw all over X. He seemed, I said one kind of critical thing about Charlie Kirk. Mind you, I didn't like Charlie Kirk at all, but obviously I just wasn't going to dance on the guy's grave or anything because what happened was fucking horrible. And I said more than once, he has every right to do everything he did, everything he said. I have my issues. I think he wasn't doing them for these reasons he proclaimed he was doing them for, but it was still his right. But because I called him some name in one of my tweets, and it was literally something like, even though Charlie Kirk is, even though I find Charlie Kirk despicable, deplorable, whatever, something like that. I was like, what happened to him is disgusting, unacceptable. The person that did it's a coward. And because I used that one word, he got pissed, and like, I don't have a right to use that word apparently, even though he shits on fucking the people he doesn't like in politics. And then he tried to lump me in with the fucking assholes who were like celebrating his death. And I thought that was very disingenuous. And don't act like you're this big, frontline tough guy, fucking political pundit, and then like you won't even like you're gonna cancel your show and you won't even talk to me because I said one fucking word. Like I don't even care if he talks to me. Like I didn't even like he said something like he was gonna go on my show. It's like I don't remember inviting him on my show. All I can think of is that night I did that Charlie got killed. I said anyone that wants the link can have it. So maybe he was gonna come on that night. I don't know, but I don't know. I just can't stand the phoniness. If you're gonna be this big free speech guy and this big tough, don't be a pussy and run and hide. And if you can't handle me, then you can't handle anybody on the left because I'm not like a regular leftist. I say words that regular liberals don't say. I don't get offended by anything. It's like fuck off, dude. If you're gonna be a little bitch about it.
Wow. Yeah, I don't. Honest to God, I don't know much about him. I do know that I still have not gotten out of trouble for your stream the other night and me yelling. Um,
From who?
I, I was on my I
Oh,
was on my I
oh,
was on my deck,
oh. Okay.
and I was yelling. I was yelling at Krishan,
Yeah, yeah.
and I happened to live with the condo board president who does not want her husband being the the cause of disturbances in the middle of the night during the week. So, but such is the way life is. Um, yeah, but it was a fun stream. I will say that. Um, And who was the other guest?
When you were on,
Yeah, was it Chris
um,
something?
so we had Ava at one point. You, Krishan. I had a chatter on. Chris Thompson.
Oh
He's
yeah.
yeah, he's one of like Bobby Nicks. I kind of met him through like hanging out with the Pineapple. I've now gotten the link from Wendy pretty much all the time, so sometimes I go on, and usually she's on with Bobby, and Bobby has a little crew, and Chris Thompson is one of Bobby's regulars or whatever. So
Okay.
I become friendly or cordial with him, and so he wanted to come on, and so he got it too.
Liquid Cryptid, jib the liberal thing and misrepresented Nick. He can get fucked. Thank you, Liquid.
Thank you, sir.
Not that we're getting it from an unbiased person, but yeah, no.
No, but Liquid doesn't
I,
agree with me at all either, which is like I'm just saying like
no,
I
I'm
I know what you're saying.
being
I
a
got you.
dick. I'm
Yeah,
just
I
trying.
got you.
I'm
Busting
trying
balls. I got you.
trying
I
to
got
put some levity in the situation because I'm trying to keep Handler entertained. He looks like a
all right.
No, I'm just
So-
looking at pictures of New Girl while you guys talk about that. That's the only thing I heard from that whole conversation.
I
So,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? That was the most interesting part of the whole thing to me.
not
No
not
offense.
bad to look at, but boy, tough to listen to.
You don't listen to women. That's your problem, Shmuel.
I know, but it was it was very weird. I have Discord. I never used Discord, and for some reason, Discord on my phone had a little red dot or something the other day, and I clicked the button, and I guess Peter Sky Parker had New Girl show up on Discord, and I was like watching it, and it was torture. But it was only New Girl and some woman named Tiffany, maybe, and I just was like, yeah, this is totally not for me.
do you
But
do you know the new girl story, like her and the Pineapple and Rochi and everything? Like it's not like a deep story or whatever, but I've known it the whole time, but he finally said it on the show today. So
oh, that's
uh,
the only part of it I know is that they were going to do a show together, and if I remember correctly, she showed up unprepared or something.
yeah, just in case you don't like her show. Then when I really like New Girl. She's actually always been very nice to me and everything. So but I think she just likes to stream and doesn't like any of the prep or any of the other things that are involved in it. Like they actually did start a show, the three of them, very early on, and I think they did she was there on the show for the first 4 episodes. She missed two of them, and whatever each of them had their own part they were supposed to do, like one of them clips this, one of them clips that, and she never did her stuff, and so they had like a whatever little falling out that way. And then I think she was on some show kind of like trashing Eckel. Then he came on afterwards, and she was trying to be all nice, and then he like called her out for it, and then she kind of just like ran and blocked him, and just every show she's always like, oh, Eckel doesn't like me, and like, which is what she told me, and I was like, I don't think he has a problem with you. But yeah, it's just she, if you don't think her show's very good, it's because I don't think she wants to do any prep. She just wants to hang with friends and talk, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's easier if you have some kind of at least topics planned. Like you don't like even Liquid and I told Echo, like I don't do hardly any prep. We talk during the week. We pick like 2 topics we're going to talk about on the show, and then if there's any videos pertaining to it, I get those clips ready, which just doesn't take very long. And because I'm not clipping them myself, I'm taking clips from other people, and that's it. Good to go.
My thing on that is I liken some of those shows to like it's like a phone call between friends or like a group chat, and if you're on the inside, it's great. Um, but if you're trying to watch it as a show, it's just not. There's nothing there, you
Yeah.
know. So uh, that's the way it is. All right. So did you guys? All right. I played the Joey C stuff earlier. I really needed to take a pee, more than anything else, and I kind of wanted to get the Stuttering John palate cleanse going. And I realized my fascination with the Stuttering John legal case is way more than other people's. But you don't get it. Luigi's good, and there's background of him having done some legal work for people in the DV, and It's always been excellent, and he does love to make life miserable for people that fuck with us. So, and he's just smart. So he's got a lot of questions that I want answered, and then I know them. And sometimes we try to do it in private, but sometimes it's on the air, and I just find it fascinating, like that only Stuttering John could have found those attorneys that were exactly like him, like late, messy, uh, poor. But I'm gonna say, if you want to entertain yourselves, and I know this sounds ridiculous, but if you want to entertain yourselves, you'll go to that NYSCEF website and you'll look up the filing from yesterday. And essentially, what they did is they filed their draft, and it is embarrassing, like uber embarrassing, and just the wording and all, and you literally sit there and you're like, who wrote this? It's like it looks like a school kid wrote it, um, but uh, it does turn SJ has been lying all along, and that's what comes out in there, and how he can go on and how the fuck he can go on the air and act like he is who he is blows me away. Blows me away. Art Bell brings up a very good point. Sorry, Art. Get to 500 subs for fuck's sake. I am at like 475, I think, or 474. So grab 25 of your friends and let's get them in. Let's get them in here. And I have a very super tip adverse audience. We'll see what happens when we get super chats, but they tend to be very anti-Milton. I don't understand why, but that's
Even
just
with
my
the
thing.
Tukey bump, you didn't get any super
No, I
tip.
mean but that's not what we're talking about. I'm not. The Tukey thing was fantastic. I mean, that was just great. Got a bunch of subscribers out of it. Uh, did okay on the super tips. Got extra voices. Moody was watching. He gave me Karmic. He gave me Joey Catalano, and somebody else who I don't know. Um,
Yeah, I mean
and
the opening with the fast food talk was a real strong move. I
it
like
was.
I liked it for 20 minutes talking about the fast food thing. Ugh.
Oh, come on. Fuck you. What was I supposed to talk about? We're gonna do talk Dabbleverse?
Yeah, right. No, where the Muppet eats. I loved it, man. I thought it was great.
And I what do you call it? I had to do because I wanted to frustrate him, and because I think he had an idea of what he wanted to do, and he was going to take control, and I was just going to be embarrassed, and this way I just embarrassed myself, so he didn't have to do it for me. Yeah, Mersh. Actually, speaking of which, JMO wants to monetize. Uh, Mersh Mersh said to get your show better first, but Mersh has said that he's going to get me monetized. Um,
Yeah, this Mersh Kingmaker bullshit is just hilarious to me.
well,
Just, I
look,
mean, what a fucking joke.
I'm at the point, yes, but I'm at the point where I need, 30, let's say 30, 35 people, right? Um,
Yeah, to
if
get the subs up. Yeah, no,
Mersh gets me 35 people, Mersh gets me over the hump, I'll be thankful. But I don't think Mersh thinks he's the kingmaker. But look, man, to get Karmic onto Alex Jones,
Alex Stein. Nobody watches
Alex
Alex on the
Stein.
Blaze. Nobody. That's what I don't get. I mean, I know Alex is known for saying outrageous shit or interviewing people or going to city council meetings and being a jackass, but nobody watches his show on the Blaze. I mean,
I have,
Chad Zumach's been on the show,
I
so
have, I don't know much about him, but I do know that if I were Karmic, I would want to be everywhere I could be.
I'm not blaming Karmic, but I'm just saying to act like it's Joe Rogan is crazy.
Well, Karmic acted like it was Joe Rogan. Mersh didn't.
All right, we do not see this eye to eye. Mersh is saying, didn't Mersh was going to turn on Karmic because he wasn't going to go on? I mean, the back and forth is like fucking watching
No,
the
because
U.S. Open. I
but
mean,
I got no. I can't look. I don't. I think you're misinterpreting Mersch's comments. Mersch basically said, "Hey, look, man, I got you on Alex Jones." And his whole thing was, if you don't want to go on Alex Jones, he
Alex
didn't
Stein.
care about that. But he doesn't want he doesn't want Carmick to be like, I'm not going to go on Alex Jones because Kevin Brennan doesn't want me to go on Alex Jones. It's like, be,
Stein.
be a fucking man. Stein. See how much I know this Alex guy, right?
Alex Jones is even a bigger lunatic than Alex Stein. You got to reel it in a little bit. Jeez.
Look, I've never gotten the Alex Stein thing, right? But he's popular, and Karma can say all the things that he wants to say, but his numbers have been dropping, and his money's been dropping.
I actually
Right.
used to like Alex Stein better before he got, not that he's huge, before he got bigger. Like I actually knew who he was before I got in the Dabbleverse, because some of the political, independent media political shows I watched, they would cover his town hall stuff, and he'd go to like other protests and stuff. And he was more just going after all the elites back in the day. It wasn't, now it's his whole, it's entirely just going after the left or whatever. And I have no problem with him going after the elites on the left, but it used to be a more of a bipartisan thing. So I used to, I actually used to think he used to make some good points during his sarcastic fucking town hall meeting presentations. And now obviously it's just for clicks and laughs and all that stuff. So it lost kind of its meaning for me. But that's what happens. You start getting the views, the clicks, and that, and you just start trying to do all the goofy, outrageous shit instead of the substantive I can't say the word. Never mind. The good stuff.
I I've always thought he was a clown. I mean, that was my like from day one. He's just one of those guys I just never got. And and the thing is it's funny, like if you did have the sort of uh trans, gay, Pan African, blah 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 guy going with the hat and saying crazy shit at the city council, that's funny. But when you find out that it's just a character, then you lose me, you know. And I'm only picking that because I think that's what I saw him in. He was wearing like a Rasta hat at one point, and and all that stuff. But whatever. KXL Art Bell says Carmick would be a fool not to do the TV show, the Blaze Show. I agree. Not because I like Alex Stein or any of that stuff, but I just think that Carmick needs to broaden his. If he wants to be who he says he wants to be, he's going to have to come out behind Kevin's apron.
Yeah, I'm not saying he shouldn't. He should 100% do Alex Stein show. He's a name in for what, like you said, what Carmick's trying to do, or this is going to be his job. I'm just saying the way Mersch was talking about it was like kind of crazy to me, but whatever, man.
Well, you do know Mersch is really the, not the word, but Mersch and Royce were the original going after Stuttering John people, right?
I don't remember that, but
Yeah, they were the ones that sort of they originated it. Carl really picked it up from them, because they only did it for a while. They weren't really interested in continuing with it, and Carl picked it up from them. But they were the first one to get John on the radar.
see, I know Mersch from way back. We used to run in some of the same circles when I was back in Tampa, like way lifetime ago type thing. But I didn't really follow his podcasting career that closely until probably, I don't know, 7, 8 years ago type thing. So
Does I think about half of Mercer's stories are made up, and about 40% of them are embellished, and maybe 10% of them are really him. Am I wrong? Is your experience different?
I think a lot. I think there's a degree of truth to most of them. I think probably more is embellished. The creative license or whatever. He's an entertainer type thing. Yeah, some of the drug stuff I think is definitely a little bit takes a little too far. Some of those stories, but Tampa is definitely known as one of the top strip club towns in the country. So some of that stuff is, I've seen it firsthand. I believe some of that is pretty close to accurate. Like I said, I think Mersh is an entertaining guy. I'm just blown away how much he shit on the Dabbleverse, and now everywhere I turn, he's on every fucking. He's with Pat. Is he Pat's new co-host now?
But Pat, they're great together. I mean, I know you don't probably
Here we
think so,
go.
but I really like them together. They really they pull it. They're a good couple. No, they're good
They're getting
co-hosts.
views, 100%. I mean, they're definitely helping Pat's show. I won't argue that.
Merch ain't no kingmaker. He got him on Alex Stein. Did you get him on Alex Stein Game-O? Yeah, he is Karmic X's kingmaker.
All
From
right.
Steve K.
No, I did not get anyone on Alex Stein. I want to clarify that.
I am what do you call it? I think Mersh is an entertainer. I
Yep.
think that a lot of his stories, I think they're almost all embellished. I think a lot of them is misremembering, and I'm convinced that a bunch of them are stories that happened to other people that he's telling as his own.
Yeah, or he's seen, or he was kind of in the back, or
Right.
absolutely, yeah.
But you know,
But
there's a
everybody
lot.
lies in this world, so I'm not going to bang
Right.
on him for that. I mean,
Yeah, I don't even call it.
everybody's a fucking liar.
I don't even call it lying. It's more to me. It's more like if there's a great story and it involves some guy and the guy can't or will never, isn't able to or is never going to tell it. Why not tell it?
Sure,
You
I'm not
know.
banging on him for that.
I mean, if you're, I can't do it because I can't pull it off because I won't remember. So that's it. I'd like to see Mersh on Schmiel Talk. That may be more possible than you think.
Right, because
So
Mercer's thing now is he wants to destroy the Dabbleverse, so he's going to try and go on these shows, and I don't know what his logic is, but I'm sure he would come on, or I would think
I
he would
think
anyway.
look. I think my personal opinion is he's got a wild hair for Kevin. So anything you can do to fuck with Kevin, that's basically what he's gonna
Yeah,
do.
it's a good point.
Within reason. I don't think it's destroying the Dabbleverse that much, but I also do think that he's got people who are coming to him who have been doing this for 6 months, or a year, and they're trying to treat him like like he's the new guy. And they're on his level. And this guy has a level of self-destruction that none of these people at Dabbleverse have.
Mercer is definitely one of the more talented streamers. If he's in this world for 100%. I mean, as far as his drinking and his drugs or whatever. I mean,
Well, look, man. I watched the
not that
guy last.
interesting to me.
I was watching the guy last year. The only reason why I started watching him was because I had Dixon. I had a Rumble account because I was watching Dixon, right? And so I would watch Dixon, and then you know how Pat does the thing where he would like put on his stream, but then he wouldn't come on for 45 minutes or an hour or whatever. And I went over to watch Marsh, and I found him entertaining and frustrating at the same time.
Yeah.
And
No, I mean that's the part of the. I mean, if I hate to even use this word, but the brilliance of Mersh, like I'll find myself liking him for a couple of days, a few weeks, or whatever, and then hating him for the next 6 or whatever. I mean, he's very good at that. Being semi-controversial or polarizing or whatever overused word that I can't think of right now to throw in there. Like I
right.
said, he's an entertaining guy. It's just fucking ridiculously hypocrisy.
He smokes. Look, I'm not gonna argue. He smokes a lot of weed, whatever. But excuse me, he is a lot closer to sober this year than he was last year. Last year he was just basically passing out at his desk, and this year he's gotten sharper. He had stopped drinking for the most part, but he was doing like a bottle of JMO sitting at the desk.
Yeah, didn't he take a month
night.
off from drinking, or he had a dry May or some 1 month
He
in
took
the summer, or said he did
off.
anyway?
Right, he took a month off, and then he was like, but he was smoking pot during the whole time. And
California sober.
Liquid Cryptid. I followed Mersh for close to 10 years. I like the guy. He's entertaining, even though he's a failure at life.
That's a good analysis, or a good.
Yeah. That's as I said, the self-destructive quality about him is what I find interesting. Like, I'm looking forward to the crap. Like, I shouldn't say looking forward to it, but it just blows me away that he seems to like reach. He's like on the precipice of succeeding or breaking through, and then will do something to fuck himself up, almost like he can't help it. So, There we go. Art Bell says 3 hour super show. We've got about yes, and we're gonna end at 3 hours. So California sober. Yeah, and then Liam has a completely different explanation of what he's got a different California sober. I've always known California sober as guys who don't drink and smoke dope.
Yeah, that's
And
fine.
according to Liam is no, California sober is everybody just talks about AA and sobriety and stuff. So I have no idea. And there you go. Kevin mentioned Mersh 83 times last stream. It is working. Um, I Yeah, I look. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but it does. Kevin is pretty predictable. At least I think so. And it's like he sees Mersh climbing in numbers, and coming up and getting back on YouTube, and uh, Kevin really wants all the YouTube money for himself.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was another thing too. Like Mersh was flexing that he had, 1,200 viewers the other night, or maybe it was Revenge of the Sith. I don't know which Sis. I don't know which one it
It
was.
was
One of
him.
his
Yeah.
one of his shows, and then he was banging on Kevin because Kevin had like 550 or something like that. All right, you had one show. Like, do it for the long haul. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, flex on that, great. But are you gonna have 1,200 every night? I don't know.
No, but
You know,
that
you
was
know what I'm
his.
saying? Like,
But
I
that
get that he's trying to poke Kevin, but it's so obvious. He had one decent night or good night of viewership, but be consistent, right? KB's been doing this a long fucking time. His numbers gone up, gone down, and he's still, again, the only guy that can go on with no prep, nothing prepared, just hit go live and crank up the super chat machine. Nobody else can. So hate on Kevin all you want, but that's what Kevin does because Kevin's
no,
funny and his
right.
fans are ridiculously loyal.
But Mersh has been pulling. Mersh since he's been back on YouTube has really been pulling numbers and pulling money. And if I were Kevin and I were going to look over my shoulder, that would be a guy I would see him coming up behind me, money wise, right? And so, but look, there's a symbiotic relationship with these guys, you know. So Kevin shits on Mersh, Mersh shits on
Sure.
Kevin.
Yeah.
You know, the
No.
loyal fans go back and forth. You know, Kevin will put it in his chat and membership mode, and then people will feel forced to super chat him to say shit to him. You know, it's it. Here you go, Steve K. It's a work. Kevin falls for it. It is funny. I think they both might fall for it, Steve, but I don't know. I don't know. So I wanted to wrap it up. I had asked you guys to come in at 12. But nobody
had a-
wanted to stream with Luigi.
You had a guest.
Yeah, and now it's just too fucking boring for me. I had nothing to add because I'm not interested in John or the lawsuit or whatever. And a Luigi guy is just, I can't with the fucking whatever his filter is. So I thought
his,
best.
his once you get used to the filter, it's fine.
No.
But he's because of what he does, he's got to do that. Like it is what it is, and so it's like, and if
don't-
I want to get a lawyer, on who's going to feel free to talk.
Yeah, no, it's your show, man. I was just saying I had nothing to add to that conversation.
That's going to be the guy. I was hoping Nick came in because I thought Nick might have some stuff. But anything else, fellas? We got anything? Do you want to talk about, Nick? What do you got coming up tomorrow on the Dabble Politics?
Dabbling in politics. So we've already, not unfortunately, but obviously I covered Charlie Kirk the night it happened, and then I've done a couple small things since then. But we're going to cover left wing. How do I want to word it? The left wing messaging and everything versus the right wing messaging. Like who's really is either side promoting violence more than the other. Then we got the reactions to the Charlie Kirk thing, how the left reacted, how the right reacted, and stuff like that. So we'll see how it goes. It could I don't really like doing the left versus right stuff. As anyone that watches my show knows, I'm more, for the work. I'm more of a class guy. Like I rather work with a conservative working class guy to take out the establishment or whatever. But This one just seems to be left versus right. This whole Charlie Kirk thing. So we'll tackle that situation.
I just think the right is getting a lot of support from libertarians and independents as usual. From this thing. This thing is not as
Yeah.
usually the left can't figure anything out.
Well, it's also like I've said before, the left is like splinter. I mean, kind of like the right, like you said, the libertarians are on the right, but they're not really, with the conservatives there. And then my version of the left, we are not with the Democrats. Like fuck them. And then you got the fucking crazy idiots like celebrating it. I mean, I get it's it's hard. Like I'll just say from my own perspective. Not being a fan at all what Charlie did, sorry, and how he's being treated like a martyr, which I knew would happen, but it's like the guy was like a fucking like a Utah. I just don't get it. He's being treated like he was like head of state or something. It's very odd to me. But it's like I don't want
I think the visual of it is too so
to.
gruesome, so
Yeah, I know
brutal, and that obviously is driving a lot of the emotion behind it. I mean,
that's
it was
fair.
horrible.
That's
If you
fair.
saw it happen
Oh
real
yeah, yeah.
time or whatever, it just rough.
No, that is fair. I'm sure the how the close up image
Yeah,
everyone saw is it's
Well,
horrific.
look, similar to Kennedy, right? I mean, Kennedy was president. He was okay. He wasn't the greatest president in the
no,
world,
it
but
was
he, but
not
he's,
terrible
but
president.
he, but he's, but he's a goddamn saint for getting his head blown off. And so, that's just that's naturally what happens. I've never gotten the level of hate on Twitter that I've gotten this week. I mean, I couldn't look at Twitter without seeing, 20 plus notifications because some woman made a post and these right wing people were going after her and wanting her fired and all this other stuff. And I was like, wait, I thought you were the free speech guys. And then I put up another one that said, when the left ran it, it was cancel culture. Now that the right's running it, it's consequence culture. And
Yeah, the
it was
right
just,
definitely switched on cancel culture pretty fast.
Yeah, I got caught in something with that too. And I get it. If you don't know me, you probably think okay, but I've always been against that whole like I don't think anyone should be fired for like I mean unless you're trying to pick up fucking young kids online, obviously get fired, but everyone says outrageous shit online. I don't think anyone should really be fired unless it's like I don't know. I'm not into it.
I
I'm
mean, if
not
the
into
company or your boss finds it, that's fine because free speech
Right, I
does
get
have
what
consequences.
yes.
But yeah,
Yes.
just going out and trying to get these people fired.
I agree. Yeah,
Yeah,
if you're
right.
you're like you said, if your boss does find it, it's not a good look. But this whole thing, so
yeah.
anyway, so yeah, I guess rhetoric and reactions are what we'll be covering.
Are you gonna have Ava
Left
on?
is right. I don't know. We'll see. Probably not not the same time as Liquid if it happens, but we'll see.
Oh, okay.
She
I
was on
forgot
the
there's.
other night. Yeah,
Gotcha.
Yeah, and so Liquid, this was my point actually here, which is both left and right are only concerned with their own free speech, and that was what I tried to point out. I
yeah,
tried
yeah.
not to come at things from either left or right. I was trying to like just make a point, and they it uh, it is amazing, but it's amazing to me how I guess the left does the same thing, but this was the right, and they were like all of a sudden I went to like I must be wanting to diddle kids in a classroom. I mean that was like
Yeah, it's
it's just and you hateful bastard and you're this and you're that and you know we're in charge now and all this other stuff.
For the real, I
And
mean, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
God, no, and I was just fucking with them by saying things like, "Oh, I thought you were better."
I think
You
the
know?
real scary part, besides obviously the terrible tragedy and seeing that happen in real time, is the left is going to use this for more gun control, and the right is going to do it to more power grab with surveillance or all this other bullshit. Like they're both going to use it in horrible ways that affect whether you're right or left. If you're just a pleb, you're going to get fucked. So I mean that's going to be the greatest tragedy that most people are going to totally fucking miss because they're going to be
Yeah.
caught up in you know, the hot takes or cancel this person or whatever, trying to own each other online and stuff. So
no
that's
that,
gonna
that
that's gonna be the real problem.
Yeah, that's the part that worries. I worried about it anyway, and then like I don't know if you heard, Stephen Miller claims the last conversation he ever had with Charlie Kirk was talking about clamping down on the left. So he's gonna use Charlie Kirk's death to fucking whatever restrict whatever the fuck or try to. We'll see
Stephen
what
Miller is one
happens.
of the scariest guys in politics right
He is
now.
he's a sociopath.
He's
He is a
frightening
fucking
in how
yes.
much power and how he has Trump's ear, and he's a
Yep,
sick fuck.
I agree,
So
man. He
yeah,
is a
it's gonna be
sociopath, man.
yeah. Scary shit, man.
Yeah, it, yeah, and and he's public about it, right? As
Yeah.
opposed to the scary sociopaths that have hidden in previous administrations and sort of kept quiet, with a wink and nod, wink, wink, nod, nod. Anyway, guys, I am shot. Uh, my
Go to
brain is
bed, old
fried.
man.
Thank you, fellas, for coming on. Nick, I will hope to see you during the week, and Panhandler, you as well.
All right, guys.
But Nick, I watch your shows, so that's what I said. And you said you did a 4-hour stream today with Eccles.
Yeah, it was just our usual his between two hacks. So instead of he used to do 3 different shows every weekend, now he's gonna alternate them. So like I'll be doing it every 3 weeks instead of every week, but they're gonna be longer than they used to be. Instead of 2 hours, they're like 4 plus or
Too
whatever.
long today. Too long today,
Yeah, it
man.
was rough. It was the first one we did since he's
Yeah.
done that, so maybe he'll shorten it a little bit next time. But yeah, it was. I mean,
Since
I
he's sleeping, I'll say it now. He's pretty good though. He's kind of growing
oh
on
he's
me. Yeah,
no
he's
Eccles
pretty good.
very good. He's very
Don't
good.
tell him I
Yeah,
said that.
but
Yeah.
no, will do.
The pineapple is good. See, my thing with those shows is just because I listen to a lot of shit at work and whatnot, I usually download them, and it's one of the shows that I can listen to, and it doesn't have to be live. And I can look, like for some reason, like KB, to me, it's like it's a live. It would be a live listen. Melton would be a live listen, you know. Um, but like Eccles show and stuff, it's a download and listen to at work, and listen to later, and take a week because he's doing on the weekends. Take a week to get through the 4 hours for me, and I really like that stuff.
Yeah, I got to get used to the new format because I did what I normally do, and it was like I'm talking all the time in the first 2 hours. Then we still have like all this time left. So in the second half, I'm not talking nearly as much because I'm like, all right, we got to get this over with at this point. Fuck the comments, Jesus.
And
Dang Lizard with
that's
a banger.
very
Dang Lizard with
that's
a
very
banger, and that's a good way to end.
that is. Hey, thank you guys so
Yeah.
much. Cigarette Jones, thanks for the great job as always, keeping our chat
Oh, and
going.
one more thing. Shout out to Dang Lizard. Did a great job with his animation or whatever you call it with for the Stupid Muppet Show. So very very good work.
Dang
A talented guy.
Dang stuff is phenomenal. And
Although he did include J Mo, so I'll take that up with him at another time. But other
he
than that,
didn't or did.
yeah, I think he did. I think he did in the club part of the club scene of his thing. So
I
now you're
I
on the
s-
list, Dang Lizard, but
I
still did a
sent
good job.
I sent JMO a what do you call it? A friendly little go get him boy. I was glad to see he got on to Pretty Antisocial last night.
All right, fuck off. All right.
No, it's nice. It's nice to see the guy get some fucking respect, right? Even after he got what do you call it? I can't. No, but it's like, look, man. I think the more the merrier, and it's whatever. And it's like I would never. You were the same way, right? We both thought Chow was trolling him and whatnot, and I thought they were setting up for failure. And the guy's come with the goods, and he's done a great job.
Yeah, I
So
still think they tried trolling him. He just, like you said, he was good, so it backfired right in their face.
I
So
agree. Hang on one
yeah.
sec. Let me just end the broadcast. Good
Yeah.
night, everyone. Thank you so much. Cigarette Jones, you're the bestest mod in the business. And thanks to all the fans. We'll talk to you Tuesday.